too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Was stolen away again by Valdez. Valdez is going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul call. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
To back it out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stephenson 2-on-1, gets up, gets it in.
He doesn't use it, comes back out to Dominguez, who takes a 3. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh, he made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody on him. Now he got open.
Open look for a 3, and that's what he does. A 3 for Dennerclaw. His first bucket of the game. And that's a 3, and it'll count at the buzzer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Was stolen away again by Valdez. Valdez is going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul call. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
To back it out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow, that was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stephenson 2-on-1, gets up, gets it in.
He doesn't use it, comes back out to Dominguez, who takes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Madness, man. It's you can convince me all you want that there's better events than this, or you could try, but you won't. That was it was amazing. All right, so we could talk about it for 4 days. We go back into it, and we get two unbelievable games last night. One really good one beatdown, and another Gonzaga UCLA thriller. And you got 4 teams already into the Elite Eight, and 2 of them from non-power conferences, from Conference USA and from the West Coast Conference, and no game better than Gonzaga and UCLA, although you might argue that Michigan State, Kansas State, it was better, Jeff. It went overtime and had all the roller coaster ride you want out of an amusement park. Boy, do we have stuff for you on a Friday. Merry Friday to you, halfway through the Sweet 16. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie's in for J.J. Buck today. Welcome to this side of the glass.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, Steph.
We love having Steph.
I always love it. It's so rare that the two of you are together, right? Steph's usually in.
Yeah, we're always
covering the other.
Covering the other.
Yeah, so it's Ladies' Day.
It's always fun.
Ladies' Day here on these.
And
Sports
it's a
Network.
hoe Friday.
I'm gonna hoe today for JJ.
You don't normally hoe? Like you
try
sit
to
there
hoe.
and watch us hoe?
Well, I kind of am like the record keeper here
You're,
for the hoe.
How would it be? What would a hoe voyeur be? Like a hoyer?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm making sure the hoe stays strong, and I'm trying to have you break the
Is that
hoe
what you're doing?
record.
You're making sure it stays strong
She's
back
keeping the hose in line.
there?
Yeah.
And I'm glad you're on that. I'm making sure. Yeah, I'm just making
Jeff
sure.
tied his record.
Well, I don't
maybe-
even know how long it is.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like 48 seconds.
stupid.
It's
Yeah. I mean,
You got good lungs, though.
I don't know, man. I work on it. You know, I practice my hoeing as often as I can. All right, we got so much.
There's a lot going on.
I don't know what you thought was better, and it might be perspective. I'm partial West Coast guy. I thought Gonzaga UCLA was spectacular from so many angles, but so was Kansas State Michigan State. I don't know who you thought was better. Was it Marquise Noel? 20 points, 19 rebounds. 19 assists, which is an NCAA tournament record assists for Kansas State. And he was there with the strip steal at the end to seal the game for Kansas State as they go to the Sweet 16 and Jerome Tang's first year there. Or was it Gonzaga who was better? Was it Drew Timme in 36 points, who, by the way, is the modern day Kevin McHale. I don't know if you never saw Kevin McHale, right? You're too young.
I never saw him play, but I know who he is.
He was long. Now Kevin McHale was longer armed, like a probably. I don't know if he was bigger, but he was like these long, crazy arms, but post move clinic like Drew Timme is. Like get him the ball down low, and he'll pump fake you 6 times until he finds his opening. And it's methodical, and it's how does he do it? But that dude, they knew where it was going, and you knew it was going through Drew Timme, and Drew Timme had 36 points last night for Gonzaga, which is insane on 13 rebounds. And the biggest shot of the night was a guy from Vegas, in Vegas, and watching Julian Strother step in from the logo on a play that Mark Few, the coach of the Gonzaga, said Jay Wright drew up. It was the Jay Wright play when Jay Wright was at Villanova. They beat Carolina, have a walk down the court and hand it off. And dude, I mean, just the onions to take that shot and not go to the basket, the onions to launch a 3 from his foot was on the freaking mid-court logo to win the game.
Yeah, no, it would have been game over if he didn't make that 3. So yes, that was insane. I agree with you. I like the second half of the Gonzaga UCLA game, but the Kansas State Michigan State game was just constantly just back and forth. And as a basic better as I am, I loved it because Kansas State was the biggest bet in the Sweet 16 yesterday.
What was the spread on that?
It was like 4.5.
So did that last bucket,
but the biggest bet was
was Kansas State?
Yeah, Kansas State. So
on the last free throw.
Yeah. But the biggest bet was the money line at Kansas State plus 105. So I was like, oh boy, everyone's going against Izzo over here against Michigan State. So I was here for it.
So Izzo, and if you play trends, Izzo did not have a great record at Madison Square Garden. I don't know what that means for you. If you're playing trends, you might like UConn because UConn beat the tar out of the Muss Bus, 88-65. And so Eric Musselman should thank Tom Izzo and Jerome Tang because at least nobody was watching that crap.
No.
Because the game on the other channel was going overtime and was so good. So at least we could all flip over to TBS and watch Kansas State beat Michigan State 98-93 in just a classic March thriller. And then you can go make dinner or go get dinner or go do your laundry or help your kid with your homework because watching our Arkansas get run off.
They gave us the break between the games. It was great.
It gave us the break. Now, the trend thing. UConn's in the West. They're the 4 seed. They'll play the 3 seed Gonzaga to go to the Final Four. When UConn made their run, their Kemba Walker run, when they got through San Diego State in the Sweet 16 and then got through, it was either Duke or Arizona. I can't remember who won that game. I believe it to be Arizona. It was Arizona in the Elite 8. They came through the West. Now, I don't know if that means anything. That was 2011. In fact, Ted Leitner, the voice of San Diego State, talked about it on our show yesterday. I don't know if it means anything, but when UConn gets sent out West, they tend to do really well in these tournaments. Another trend. The year, and this is, I'm not equating a 12-5 upset to a 16-1. But do you remember the year that Virginia lost to UMBC? Do you remember what they did the next year?
No.
They won the national championship.
Oh, so we're starting a trend here.
Well, plenty of 12s lose, so I don't know if that's necessarily it. But UConn lost in the 12-5 game to New Mexico State last year, and here they are. And so if you're looking for, I don't know what the odds are on UConn to win the whole thing, and Alabama's still sitting there.
Alabama's was the top.
Well, Alabama's the dog, right? Alabama's still there, and
the rest are that were tops are out.
Well, they got to get through San Diego State tonight, and we'll see. Tonight you get Houston, Miami, you get Xavier, Texas, you get Alabama, San Diego State, and you get Creighton and Princeton. All I know is I watched some great hoops last night, and this tournament's unbelievable.
I was a little surprised by Arkansas, though. I believe the hype with UConn. I believed it all season. I thought they were good. I just didn't think it was going to be a blowout.
It was blowout.
Yeah, by the way, I kept looking because we were going to watch a little bit of Michigan State. Kansas State was so good. We're like, oh, we'll flip back and forth. We're like, nah, we don't have to do that.
There's no reason to go back. Like they're down 25.
We just kept checking the score.
Yeah, it was like when they tipped off, they were down.
In the game of runs, it was just a beating.
Yeah, there were no runs. I got a lot on Gonzaga. I don't know who you think the best player in this tournament has been. I mean, if you watch the FAU game, FAU was terrific. And by the way, what they've done and where they've come from, and this is their first tournament since I want to say 2001 or something along those lines. And here they are in their first ever Elite Eight. They get performances from dudes that come out of nowhere. They play defense. They get 15 points out of John L. Davis, who a kid from Gary, Indiana, that was recruited and just went down to Florida and just balls. They make free throws. They had that what was an 18-2 run to come back, and now Barnes has taken a whole lot of heat. The Tennessee coach, he's been 25 years coaching in a bunch of places: Providence, Texas, Tennessee, and been to one Final Four. And I was just listening. This is what I was saying when we were listening to the DA show beforehand when we were getting ready. DA says, and they get beat by lesser teams. I don't know. Is Florida Atlantic a lesser team? You can tell me they're a program with less resources, and I'll listen to that. I'm watching Florida Atlantic. They're pretty freaking good.
No, and one of their players, Nick Boyd, was like, my favorite quote from him was like, we're not a Cinderella team. We proved that tonight. They don't want to be called a Cinderella team. I kind of like that.
Well, and this is the one, and the Aztecs are going to have to do this today too, right? To beat what people say is beat someone to prove yourself. They won the 8-9 game. They beat Memphis, and I thought Memphis was really good. And then they beat Fairleigh Dickinson, which people thought was a total fluke.
My new favorite team in the NCAA tournament.
It should be, by the way. In the
because of you, Jeff.
Yeah, they're kind of my favorite. Well, second favorite. Is that fair?
Yeah. Well, I know who your first favorite.
All right. But then they went out and beat an SEC team in Tennessee, and now here we go. And you're going to get Kansas State, and it's going to either be the 9 or the 3 there. It's either going to be the 3 or the 4 in the West, right? And this is why it's wide open. It's so wide open. We give you phone numbers to get in today. 505-246-0610. That's the 377 Brewery hotline. It is also our text line. The number is 505-246-0610. Your emails will come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. Do you get emails? Do you open up your email?
Just hit me up on the social media at Part-Time Bro.
All right. Hit her on all her social media platforms at Part-Time Bro. We're going to go. There's a lot of hoops, obviously, to talk about, and there's a lot of football to talk about. We'll get into the Lamar stuff. Where's Zeke going to end up? Ty Murray's here. The Ty Murray Invitational's here. So Ty Murray was just on the phone the other day. He's going to be here. And I think the news yesterday, this is the one when we come back.
I was waiting for this.
I know.
I was waiting.
Look, I got a lot of thoughts on Gonzaga because I was ready to use the word I hate. But I thought it was going to be applicable there until they came up with the absolute opposite of that word, and I'll get into that. But when we get back, this one hurt. This one for Lobo fan, you barely knew him. You fell in love with him after 1 year. You were convinced he was coming back. He's in the transfer portal. Why? And now what? That Josiah Alec is in the transfer portal. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
How wrestling really works.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what?
Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And
man, yesterday was like someone, I mean, I don't want to say it was like someone died, but it was kind of like, I mean, you lost somebody yesterday.
Hard.
Yesterday, Lobo fan was in mourning. I think, you know, KJ Jenkins went in the transfer portal the day before and Emmanuel Quach before that. You were like, okay, you know, hey, guys, good luck to you. Thanks, and we'll see you. And then the news came out via the social media yesterday, midday. Look at you, pouty face.
I'm sad.
Yeah, that Josiah Alec is going into the transfer portal. I'm going to tell you, not a lot surprises me anymore with that kind of stuff, but that one specifically did. And I had heard about a lot of the rumors that have happened and I expect to still happen. This one, this guy seemed to and genuinely enjoy his time here.
He was so likable, and you just adored. He was adored by Lobo fans. So, and we all became attached to him. So it's sad. You get attached to these wonderful players.
After 1 year,
very lucrative to the success we had this year, and it's sad.
We have not heard from Josiah. I don't know what he'll say, why this is going down. I honestly have no idea. In the time that I've got to spend with him, and again, I did the post game, both games in Vegas. I got to do a couple of games on the radio when Rob was with football, and just a genuinely enjoyable young man. Like really liked him. Played his backside off. Played defense. Was versatile. Did a lot of different things, and I expected that he would opt in for his COVID year, that he would take this fifth year of eligibility. And I fully expected it would be at UNM. I don't know what happened. I'd love to know. I don't know if this is going to end up being an NIL thing, that there's more opportunity for him somewhere else. I don't know that this is going to be well, Mo's not here, and because I firmly believe that Richard and the staff are going to find another big or two bigs or three bigs to come in and play. I'd love to know why. Did something happen? Why is it that, because it felt like this was a dude who thrived here. That
and I feel like
here.
he liked it here. And the only thing I can say is I feel like Lobo fan will be happy for him no matter what, though. They're not going to be like mad at him.
I think that's where it's going to be, and I think that's what it is. But I'm looking forward to hearing from Josiah what it is that he has to say and why it is that he opted and he decided that he was going to go somewhere else. All right, the pit's going to be full this weekend. I don't know if you've gone by there. The transformation of that iconic arena is underway, and it goes from basketball mecca to bull riding mecca, and then you get to put a guy's name on it. And not everybody's got their name on a world-class event, but Ty Murray does. Not just on the phone, not just like it was last week on the phone, but live and in person. Ty Murray is in studio. It's good to see you, my friend.
Man, good to see you again. We've been doing this a long time.
It feels like a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How many years is this on your invitation?
26.
Yeah, we've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I've been doing this show.
And has been around like almost that long.
Years,
yeah,
and I've been doing this show 15 years, and I want to say every
Wow.
15 years I've been doing this. You've been sitting in here.
It's like a
doing this
annual reunion.
It is kind of. The only thing that's not here is Jennifer Davis going out there. Remember Jen from KKOB would take her annual picture and post it. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. It's always good to come back. It was nice, driving in from Texas yesterday. We're coming across the Llano Estacado and going through some rain and the smell of the desert when it's raining. It takes me right back to, being a kid and growing up here. It's funny how those smells and stuff like that can just transport you right back.
And trigger memories and good
Yeah.
memories. This event, and we've talked over the years how, your name on this event has been such a big deal, but this event on the tour has been such a big deal. For you personally, and you're so involved in this sport, you've been so involved in this sport, when you come back to this, you see the Ty Murray Invitational, you see what it's become, you see it sell out. You don't have tickets to give away anymore. Like I know you're going to tell me it's about the sport, but it's got to do something for you.
Well, absolutely. When you lend your name to something, you want to work at it hard and you want to be proud of it. And it's hard to keep anything going for a long time. It's just times change and people change and the business changes and, the people that it's just so many, it's a lot to keep together. And so, it's something that we've been proud of. I always say it's kind of like the Bristol of the PBR. It's a special place.
You're talking about
NASCAR,
event. In Tri-Cities, Virginia, Tennessee, Bristol Racetrack, how so unique and special that place is.
Right. That's what I mean. Like they're it's not like the other NASCAR races, and that's how this one is in that tiny arena in the
because
pit.
I don't know that people understand that. People who don't go to the other ones, who like their only exposure to bull riding. I'm going to guess that's a decent chunk of the audience here. This is all they know. Explain what makes that difference and special, because I don't know that people really get that.
So I think it's a lot of things. I think it starts with the fans. So I think that the fans that we have in New Mexico, Albuquerque, the Navajo Nation, I feel like they have a deep understanding of what the guys do and a respect for what the guys do. And that's nice as a rider. It almost kind of feels like a home field advantage when you feel like the fans have an understanding and appreciation for what they're doing, not only physically, but mentally, because you're taking a sport that you can die at. It's car crash scary every time. And learning how to be an athlete at the highest level under those kind of mental circumstances, that's the essence of what bull riding is. And you can talk about other dangerous sports like, say, car racing or downhill speed skiing or big wave surfing. But in those instances, you're kind of like car racing, you still have the control of the accelerator and the brake. And in bull riding, the
There's
bull,
no break.
Yeah, the bull, he's the one in charge of the accelerator. And as an athlete, you've got to be able to commit and say, well, wherever this goes, that's where I'm going. And so, I think that, I think that having that is a big deal. And then the venue, you can't deny that the pit is a special place. And when you have those kind of fans in the pit, you can feel the electricity in the air. And the small arena, it's so intimate. I feel like this is the best place for fans to be able to be up close to where they can feel the power and how big and how real this sport is.
He's Ty Murray, and he's in studio with us on the opening drive this morning.
Going more into that, like sports fans, like usually they'll attend anything that has to do with a sport. But how do you really sell a sports fan if they've never been to a PBR event? Like, how do you really sell them on it? Like, tell them why they should really go. I want to go.
Yeah.
I've never been to one. I need to go.
I think it's unique.
It's man, you're
I know. I heard this morning.
You know, like if you're comparing it to other sports, this is the only sport that you could just go pluck anyone off the street, take them into the pit and set them down. And for 2 hours, they're not going to take their eyes off the action. They're going to be thoroughly entertained, and you can't.
And they'll understand it.
And the rules are pretty simple.
Stay on for 8 seconds.
Stay on for 8 seconds, and it's judged 50. It's a total of 100 points. 50 for how well the guy rides, 50 for the difficulty that the animal presents, and so it's pretty easy to follow, and it's very entertaining in every way, and it's family entertainment. It's for everyone, and generally, what's been so great about being a part of the PBR for so long is once you get somebody there, you don't have to work at getting them back. Yeah. They generally come back.
And Ty, I was talking to you in the coffee break room. You said you've turned this into a family vacation now. I mean, I would assume after 26 years, it's hard to be away from your family. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I brought my mom and my dad and my wife and both my kids and their uncle. And we just have a great time, and we make a trip out of it. We come to Albuquerque and have this event and try to OD on red and green chili, and then after that we go on to Arizona and visit my sister and brother-in-law and my nephews and all that too. So we just kind of make a good annual trip out of it. It's nice, and both New Mexico and Arizona are wonderful in March.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. And it should clear up. We've got some good rain for you to smell. The place looks great. There's snow on the mountains. It's beautiful for everybody to come in. Let me ask you this, because I run an event too, an annual event. And you said something after running 26 years, it changes. You got to change. How involved are you? Because I know what I do after New Mexico Bowl every year. Okay, what did we do right? What did we not do right? What did we get better? How do we change? How involved are you in the annual detailing of, all right, what are we going to do different? It ain't broke, so I don't want to fix this thing completely, but we got to keep up with the times and keep it fresh.
That's right. And that's like adding the beast pit. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the beast pit, but it's American style freestyle bullfighting, and it's super special in this arena because it's a tiny arena. Those guys got to get in there. They turn out a Mexican fighting bull that is other level mean, and these guys got to just stay in there and mix it up with them for a minute, and there's no cruelty like you'll see in other countries. This is American style where the bull is not hampered or injured in any way, and it's super exciting. And bullfighting, American bullfighting is exciting anyway, but when you put it in the pit in that tiny arena, it's like being stuck in your closet with a bull. It's tiny, and it's always a very exciting thing.
And Adrian's showing a lot of this Timer Invitational on our stream, and it's going to be televised again. How do you make a bull, or how do you train a bull, or how do you get a bull to be, what would you say, other level mean? What would you say?
Well, so there's kind of a difference. So in the bullfighting, they're Mexican fighting bulls they've been bred for centuries to be mean. For the PBR, for the guys that are riding the bulls, they're breeding. They have breeding programs for these bulls to be great athletes that buck hard. So it's kind of two different things, and some of those can be mean too, just because they're bulls. But in the riding, you're looking for, they just keep trying to mix genetics that are athletic, big, strong, fast, all those things, and you just keep seeing these bulls just keep getting better and better.
And Ty, your son Case, does he have any interest in getting to bull riding? Does any of your family?
No, my
They're
son,
like, I'm over this.
well, my son, I've always hoped that he didn't want to ride bulls.
Oh,
it's just, it's dangerous, and I know very well how dangerous it is, and I don't think it's not my first choice for my kids to do. My son and my son always says, Dad's risk level is up here and my risk level is about here, and I'm thankful for that, because I've already got gray hair. if my son was riding, all my hair would fall out.
And there's worse things than that. I envy the gray hair. I do have a little hair envy. All right, any tickets left? How do people get out? Or are we sold out? What's the story out? Because you're out there.
I think it's going to sell out. So if it's something that you're thinking about or want to do, you better pull the trigger. But if you've never been, you need to come try it, because this is a staple in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
No, it is. It's at the pit, and it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can go to 505-925 Lobo to get your tickets there, and get out there. There's not a lot of tickets left. I mean, we've run out of tickets. We're not giving away any more tickets.
Yeah,
we gave them away, and they're like, "Hey, stop it! They're gone." It's good to see you, my friend. Congratulations on all the success, the continued success, and here's to this year, and here's to next year, and doing it again. But it's always great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Thanks for all the support you've given me for so long.
He is the great Ty Murray. His name is on the Ty Murray Invitational. It's at the pit. It's this weekend, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Get yourself out there. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Eastbound.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Was stolen away again by Valdez. Valdez is going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12. Penetrates, no foul called. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
Back it out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stevison 2-on-1. Gets up. Gets it in.
He doesn't use it. Comes back out to Dominguez, who takes a 3. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh,
Wow.
he made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody on him. Now he got open. Open look for a 3, and that's what he does. A 3 for Dennerclaw. His first bucket of the game. And that's a 3, and it'll count at the buzzer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever.
Ty Murray. You know how big you are when your name's on a big, giant annual event? I was thinking about it. We were talking about it during the break. I wouldn't want my name on an event. I mean, I think it's cool.
Event or anything like that?
I don't think I would. Like we were just saying, I wouldn't want the bowl game to be the Jeff Symbieta bowl game. I just wouldn't. Like, and it's just me. I kind of. It's like my social media presence. I don't have one.
No,
and I run from
smart.
it. I don't know if I'm smart. I'm just not.
You are.
I'm not a look at me. And I just meant to ask him when we ran out of time. I always wonder, how did the initial event, and his name was so big, how did he get his name on the event, and how did it stay
long time, 26
Oh, it's
years
been a
for
long-
anything to last. I mean, that's great.
It's insane. A. Marie's in for JJ, Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie, Steph's in for A. Marie on the other side. I don't know. Would you want your name on an event? Would you want it to be
No.
the Stephanie Griffin Invitational? You kind of would. All right, that's
I guess
cool.
if I was proud of what I was doing, yeah, and like you had come so far in your area of expertise, then yeah,
I think that's
guess
cool.
I would.
No, I'm down with
yeah.
that. I
Maybe
guess
after you're deceased and you had a long legendary career or something, maybe it would be like a golf tournament or something.
I don't know. You know, like Rudy's got his name on the building, right? The Davila Center. And he worked hard to get that done, and that's kind of his legacy. Toad Deem, who was here forever, a long time at UNM, has his name on the Toad Deem facility over at UNM. I guess Tingley was a mayor back in the day, right? And his name was on the beach and on the Coliseum, I believe is right. I don't know. I'm proud of the stuff I've done. I don't know. It would
Or maybe they
freak me
could
out to see
name-
my name on
You're
something.
just so humbled that
I
you just don't want. It's just your
I'm
job. You're
never-
just like.
What about like a field named after you?
I don't know. I don't need it. You know, here's my deal, and I know I've been
Like
in
a
the
dog
public eye
park?
for I opted to go into a profession, right? But I feel like I'm out there, and I'm never. You guys know me pretty well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like I'm not a look at me guy.
Yeah,
I'm proud of the stuff I've done. It's nice to be honored for stuff at times, but it would be. I'm just saying, and there's nothing wrong with those people who do, man. You know, Bob Hope had his own golf tournament, and you know, there's right guys, Bing Crosby Open, and all those before everything had to have an absolute corporate name on it. And I'm surprised it's not the Ty Murray Bud Light Invitational or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I never really thought about it until I was just sitting here. Man, dude's got his name on this big event in town for 20
Right,
something
and it's
years.
been on it for so long.
As long as I can remember. I don't know if it started out that way.
Yeah, I just don't ever remember it not
being-
being Ty Murray.
Well, and he was such a big
PBR.
name in that industry, right? It gave it
Right.
such legitimacy. Everything about that event, and
He looks great
Doesn't
for
he?
being thrown around on a bull for how many years?
I don't know how long he did
He
it,
can
but-
still walk. He can still move. You know, like wow.
that sport, and you know,
It's gotta be hard on the body.
there was a gentleman named Ezekiel, or that was Keyshawn that was here, right? The bull rider came in late, so he'll be over on the peak and on the other stations. But you know, we talk to these guys every year, and one of the questions I always ask Amory, only because I'm interested, is what was your most gnarly injury? Right. This is like when we talk about
Can't
this
imagine.
yesterday. When we talk about yesterday in football, well, he might get injured. No, he's going to get injured. Like you know, if you play football, you are going to get injured. If you're a bull rider and you do it at a professional level, and they breed the bulls to be as mean as possible, you're going to get hurt. And you know, these guys talk about getting stepped on their head and getting, you know, their ribs broke and all this stuff. And man, you got to be a little bit, you know, and I say this with the utmost respect. You got to be a little bit cooked to go out there, don't you? I mean, you
Yeah,
got to be
well, and
un
you're like-
poquito loco, right?
It's just 8 seconds, the longest 8 seconds of your life.
Yeah.
Right, and especially to do whatever match he was talking about with the crazy
Yeah,
bull.
the bulls that are bred to be extra mean.
Yes,
Yeah, the
that
American. Have you ever ridden one of those mechanical bulls? Have you ever?
Oh,
been-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did
And
you
I
do
was
it?
not sober.
Well, none of us are. Because
I was not good. I wasn't coordinated. I couldn't get my bot. Like it was just, yeah, it was.
All right.
And it was probably on the slowest motion.
No, that's right. So, okay, to your point, none of us are sober
I
because
was not sober,
we're in a bar in Texas
being
and there's
athletic.
a damn mechanical bull. Okay, but we all think, oh, I could do that. And that is got to be. I never asked him that. These are great. Can we bring him back in?
But I mean, come on back. I don't know. The riders started coming in too.
The mechanical bull, as opposed to the real thing, has got to be like riding a carousel as opposed to riding.
Oh,
a horse,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
It's got
yeah.
to be like getting on a merry-go-round as opposed to riding a horse, right? And so, and none of us have done it. And somebody's going to, I did it, man. I was at Joey Jim Bob's in Backhole, Texas, and I did it for 12 seconds just to show. Okay, attaboy. I mean, there's some of us who have. I've been on one of those. And I think, made it 4 or 5 seconds. I did an eye challenge back in the day when I used to do the eye challenges at Channel 7. Went out to the state fair. They had a mechanical bull, and I thought I could do it. And I wasn't drunk, and I think I was probably 20 years younger, and I couldn't do it then. It's hard. Now get on one of these damn things with a bull who's
got a mind.
Tomatoes are cinched up, right? I mean, isn't that what they do? To
Well,
make
your
them finicky?
mindset too, yeah.
Right.
Your
Well,
mindset's different.
But
than going on.
they're bred to be mean, as he says, right? And that they're trained to be mean. They've got their tomatoes cinched up to make them even angrier, right?
Oh.
And there's 15,000 people screaming at you. Go ahead and do that for a living. Oh, by the way, do it a few times a day. I don't even know. I used to ask these guys, how do you train for that, right? How do you what is training? What is practice to ride a pissed off, bred to be mean animal that wants you off of him?
Right? How do you? Yeah.
It's nuts, man. You want to go now, don't you?
Yeah. No, I've been wanting to go. I should go.
You should go. No, it's an unbelievable event. It really, they do a great job with this. And Adrian, appreciate you showing it. And if you're watching on ProView Networks or watching on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, I mean, you get an idea of what it is. And if you haven't seen the bull riding, and then when he talks about this event, that's why, Marie, when he said this place is different, right? It's like the Bristol. And I want people to understand it. If this is the only PBR event you go to, that's all you know, well, what makes it different? Well, you go to a bigger facility, it's like anything else, right? It's just bigger, it's wider, it's still cool. But this place, because the ramp, the way you have to get down there, and the pit being what it is, it gets so loud. It is special. And the bull riders, every bull rider, Steph, you've been doing this for a lot of years around here. Like every bull rider who ever comes in talks about this spot.
Right.
But yeah, these guys are nuts, man. They're like you've got to. And I say this with the utmost respect, and I say this in the nicest way possible. You got to have a few screws loose to go in there and how you make a living. Well, I get on a 1-ton pissed off bull with his tomatoes cinched up and wants me off his back.
And they're all so cool. Like
Yeah,
the riders
that's
we
right.
see, they're dressed up slick. They're the cool cowboys.
Yeah,
Oh, come on. That's a lady killer right there. I ride a
Everyone,
bull.
you
Come
saw
on.
your guy Keyshawn in here. You think
I'm like, oh my gosh, bud.
Right? Did you see Keyshawn?
Calm, collective,
Jeff, you see him?
suave.
Yes,
They all they and it's like, like military guys, they got their dress blues or
Yep.
whatever, right? Cowboys got their dress look too. They put on their nice
Cowboy
hat,
swag.
right? The big giant plate that they use as a belt buckle. They're bad MFers now.
Oh my
Oh man,
Lady killers,
They
man.
are cool as hell. Every one of them. No, and look, Ty's not wrong, man. He and I, if I've been doing this 15 years, and he and I probably been doing this for 20 plus because he used to come at the TV show when I was doing the morning show at 13. We go back a long way doing this on an annual basis, and just he's not wrong. I'm going on 18 years with the bowl game. I mean, trying to keep it fresh and trying to keep an event and trying to do something like
It's a lot.
It's not easy, and I have the utmost respect for what he does. But go out and have fun with that, and I have the utmost respect for these cowboys who get on the back of a angry, big, strong, bred, pissed off, mean animal whose job it is to get them off. Yeah, I wonder.
8
This is
seconds
another
has
thing.
got to be the longest time.
Ty used to come in for 2 segments. Like, did the Bulls get extra if they win? Like, do they get extra feed? That
Yeah,
night?
what do they get?
Do they get a little? What's a female bull called?
Or maybe the owner of the bull?
Yeah, well,
I
I'm
don't know.
sure that there's probably a little bonus there. But does the bull get a little bonus?
I mean,
like when a
good.
horse wins a triple crown, what
Extra carrots.
Well, he goes out to stud.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he does, right?
Oh, that's
Yes.
probably
That's kind of his bonus, right?
Yeah.
Now he doesn't get the
the fun
$3
of
million stud fee that the owner gets,
Right.
but Yeah, but I mean, attaboy, you win the Triple Crown. All right, life's going to be
Have
good for
fun.
you the rest of the way. Yeah, I get it. All right, 505-246-0610. We're going back to the NCAA tournament when we come back. And there's a word that I don't like to use. I know it's used a lot in sports. I think it's unfairly used. I was about ready to use it on Gonzaga. And I was having a conversation about using this word. It's moot. We're not going to use the word, but I'll tell you why it would have been applicable before Gonzaga pulled out an unbelievable win over UCLA last night. We're going to talk about that that word next. Meanwhile, we're in spring. Year's moving along. You taking care of yourself? Guys, how you feeling? You ready to get on a bull and ride for 8 seconds? If not, call NuMail. Too tired to do it? You don't feel well? Aches and pains, maybe a little weight gain, even erectile dysfunction? Do yourself a favor. Call NuMail and you'll be able to get up on a bull, or at least you'll be strong like a bull. NuMail has helped thousands of men feel better. They're right here in Albuquerque. They'll help you deal with those things. You'll perform better. You'll feel better. Do it for you. And now men and ladies, if you're dealing with hair loss, NuMail is your solution. Call them at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or online at NuMail, NuMaile.com. So they're pros, and NuMail walk you through. And there's options. It's not just like one size fits all. They'll show you the platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle, stops hair loss, you regrow hair. They'll offer you an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser, clinically proven to regrow hair. They offer you a NeoGraft hair transplant option, produces natural-looking results in less than a week. There's no linear scoring, and then you'll choose what's best for you. Guys, ladies, call NuMail. Schedule there at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or go online at NuMail.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
All right, I hate the word choke in sports. I do. I think it's overused. I think it's used way too often by people who've never played the game, people don't understand it, a team. But sometimes it's applicable, right? Choke to me is when the moment's too big, when wilt's under pressure, and it's obviously you wilted under pressure, where, I mean, there's always a comeback. And for every comeback, there is a fail, right? For every big comeback, there's a collapse, correct? It's the opening drive. JJ's not here. A-Marie's in for a JJ today. You don't even look like JJ.
I just came to the other side.
I'm glad. I know you don't like the word either, right?
Oh,
the word choke.
And it wasn't a choke.
Well, all right. So if Gonzaga would have got
second half
beat,
was way different.
If I argued with Ryan yesterday, that if Gonzaga would have lost, I'm going through this text chain, and when Gonzaga got down, when was it Amin Bailey hit the three for UCLA? We were going back and forth. I said, I hate this word, but choke. And he said, I'd argue that because UCLA didn't score for 6 minutes, then corrected. They came back. Look, Gonzaga was up by 10 with 2 minutes to go. They threw the ball away, like in the backcourt, just threw the ball to Mick Cronin, right? They fouled Jaime Jaquez twice going to the basket. I mean, what do you not want to do? Stop the clock and let the guy score at the free throw line. Not once, but twice did they foul Jaime Jaquez. They missed 5 free throws down the stretch. And looked like the moment was too big. I hate the word. And as we were going back and forth, he said, what a shot. And I said, well, it's a moot point. That was onions. But up 10, threw the ball away, two fouls to give 3-point plays, and missed 5 free throws. Like, if they would have lost that game, and I would have given all the credit to UCLA for coming back and showing onions. By the way, UCLA just had too many injuries. I mean, you just can't keep taking guys out of that lineup. They were without the freshman of the year, the defensive player of the year, and they lose that game by 3 on a almost half court shot. But am I too harsh here? Because I hate the word, and I'm that guy who's like, that wasn't a choke, and here's why. But man, watching them throw that game away and commit really, really silly plays, fouls, missed free throws, throw the ball away. I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is the first time I think I've seen a Gonzaga team in years where it feels like the pressure got to them. The moment's too big.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been a choke. I just think they played not their best game. I don't know. I agree with you. I hate the word choke too.
I hate it.
I can't take it. But I was surprised Gonzaga 16 turnovers too. That was just not good. But Timmy with the 36 points was clutch, obviously. And obviously what you just said, UCLA, if they didn't have injuries, but it was still a close game.
Right. No, look, all the power to UCLA. I mean, Singleton was injured. They're without the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. The Pac-12 Freshman of the Year sits out with another injury, a shoulder injury yesterday. Like, Mick Cronin is a witch. And for him, he great moves. I thought the foul with 40-something seconds to go when the commentators were saying, I'd have played it out. There's no way. No, he extended the game and got himself back in. In fact, got the lead. And then a deep shot hit him. Now, I thought Mick Cronin did a great job with it, not just because he's my doppelganger, but because I thought he's a hell of a coach. Can we have a little conversation about Drew Timme? And I know people think that he's a great college player, and he is, and that he doesn't translate to the NBA, and he may or may not. And he's not the most athletic and the most flashy and the most whatever. He's unbelievable. And they keep throwing athletes at him. And no matter who they play, right, they keep throwing athletes at Drew Timme. And they've now gotten through UCLA, and they've gotten through TCU and Grand Canyon before that. They win games throughout the year. He's the modern day, and I'll keep on this, he's the modern day Kevin McHale, and I don't see why there isn't a spot for him in the NBA. People will tell me, well, he can't do that in the NBA. I don't know. You tell me every week he can't do this.
Wait, what? He's 6'10", 235 or whatever. He'll be fine.
Rebounds. Is able to pass out of the double team. Yeah. Yeah. He passed out of the double team. Now, he only had 4 assists yesterday because, as they were saying on the broadcast, they didn't double. It was Stan Van Gundy said, the last possession before Strother hit the three. He says, I'm not letting Timme beat me. There's no, if they go into Timme, I'm dropping, I'm double teaming him. Somebody else is going to have to beat me, and somebody else did. But UCLA and Mick Cronin opted to not double him most of the night, and the few times they did, he passed out of it and hit an open man. Now, Gonzaga didn't shoot well from three, only 6 of 16. I am so impressed with him the more I watch him. I don't think he's a lottery pick necessarily, but I think there's a spot for him in the NBA, man. I watch Kevin McHale do what he's doing against better players.
He also is one of the top 5 best college players right now in the game. Like, he's definitely can go to the NBA.
I think that's right. All right, we got to get into Kansas State's win and Marquise Noel, because that was as good a performance you've seen. And next, why it behooves Aggie fans, New Mexico State Aggie fans, to keep rooting for FAU. Why does that help you? I'll tell you next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after.
Really comes down to it. And Julian Strother hits a three from, his foot was on the mid-court logo when he hit the game winner with about 7 seconds to go. Gonzaga beats UCLA 79-76 in a classic. After blowing a 10-point lead, the Bruins took the lead and they drew it up. There you go. So Gonzaga moves on to the Elite Eight. They will play the team that is rolling through. Maybe the team is playing best of anybody, them in Alabama. Connecticut. UConn beats Arkansas 88-65. The Must Bus rolls off the road. Arkansas gets pumped 88-65. In the other region, which would be the East, this was in New York City at Madison Square Garden. A great game, the early one. Kansas State behind 20 points, 19 assists from Marquise Noel. Beats Michigan State and Tom Izzo in overtime 98-93. And then FAU, Florida Atlantic, beat Tennessee by a score of 62-55. And so FAU moves on. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta. A. Marie's in for JJ today, and that means Steph's over there for A. Marie. So FAU would be the surprise. They're the 9 seed. And there's a little, if there isn't for a local interest, I think, well, I don't think, I know, and I'll tell you why. A. Marie, Aggie fans should be rooting for FAU. Kind of like, and I'm not going to, you know me, I'm not going to ever tell you how to root.
I should say this instead of you. Kind of like Lobo fans should be voting for San Diego State.
Well, I'm never going to tell you who to root for or how to be a fan. And you were saying on your social media, and I've asked this a bunch over the last couple of weeks, is Lobo fan rooting for San Diego State because it is good for your conference and every game they advance is more money for you? Or do you just hate them so much? And I understand it. If you hate them so much, you just say, nope, there's no way I can root for San Diego State.
Well, I put up a question yesterday on the Twitter, and I just had my little popcorn gif trying to see what was going to happen. And mostly it's divided. No, never gonna root for the Aztecs. And the other half was like, heck yeah, show me the money.
Yeah. Well, and it's good for your league. It just is.
Good for the comp. Yeah.
Look, if they get through today, right now there's 4 teams that are into the Elite Eight. 2 of them are from non-power conferences. Gonzaga from the West Coast Conference, FAU from Conference USA. Half of the teams right now are non-power conferences. Now, 2 out of 4. This is a small sample size. Steph, you're a Lobo fan. You're kind of probably trained to hate San Diego State, but it's good for the league. Are you pulling for San Diego State to beat Alabama today and advance, or just like, no, man, I'm done with them. I don't like them. I never root for them.
No, I like San Diego State.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good town, right?
Yes.
And Ted Leitner, their play-by-play guy's a good guy. He's a fun guy.
Listen to the conversation up on our podcast.
By the way, catch it. He was Ted was with us yesterday. A really good really good perspective on the program, how they built it, and his thoughts on New Mexico's resurgence this year. Wherever you get your podcasts, go there, find the opening drive, and listen to what Ted Leitner had to say yesterday. All right, so here's why Aggie fan has an interest in this. And stop. Don't push send. Just don't. Aggie fan doesn't even have a program. They don't have a team. All right, stop. Don't push send. I did it for you. I beat you to it.
No one can talk in this state right now.
I beat you to it. FAU is leaving Conference USA. They're going to the American. But as of now, they are representing Conference USA. So all those conversations that we had about units, right? NCAA units, that holds true for New Mexico State. New Mexico State is going into Conference USA, and while FAU is leaving that league, the units and the money tied to those units over the next 6 years stay with the league. And there's less teams in Conference USA, which means the pie gets split up into bigger pieces than it does in an 11-team league. It's a 9-team league or a 10-team league. And so New Mexico State benefited last night. They will get more money over the next 6 years from NCAA tournament revenue because Florida Atlantic won. And so if you're an Aggie fan, you are pulling hard for FAU to get through Kansas State tomorrow and get to the Final Four because your league that you're going into, well, they're not near that league yet, Jeff. They don't, but next year they will be, and they will get part of that revenue. Your league continues to benefit. So, Aggie fan, you have no disdain for FAU. In fact, FAU. By the way, last night it was the Lane Kiffin Bowl. Did you realize that? I didn't realize it until way after.
Oh, I didn't realize it either.
Tennessee and FAU. That's where Lane Kiffin had coached, right? He was at Tennessee. Well, it could have been USC, and it could have been Ole Miss also. But yeah, Lane Kiffin Bowl, Tennessee and FAU.
Oh, that's great.
So I don't know if that.
I also think that FAU doesn't want to be looked at as Cinderella team. I think they got the chance because I just looked at the line. It's only Kansas State -2. So
they've won 34 freaking games.
Yeah, that's why they want to make a statement, and they're going on to the American Athletic Conference, and they're ready to go.
Look,
they're ready to prove something.
When
I like that.
Yeah, I love this, and this is why and everybody was saying, yeah, but wait till the end, Jeff. I mean, the cream rises, and there's none of these Cinderella. I don't know. I mean, how many of you had FAU deep? Some of you did. But I look at this. So they lost,
I did not have FAU. I'm just letting everybody know.
They lost 3 games this year. They lost to Ole Miss the second game of the year. They lost 2 conference games on the road at UAB, who I believe is in the Final Four of the NIT, and I'd be correct. And they lost by 4 on the road at Middle Tennessee, who was one of these darlings, I think, last year. But along the way, they beat that Detroit Mercy team that you all are in love with because they got Antoine Davis. They beat, they didn't play. You know what? They beat North Texas, who's in the Final Four, the NIT as well. Boy, they did not play a non-conference schedule. With all due respect, and that's why they're in 9.
Yeah, this isn't an underdog Cinderella story.
But so this is why they're a 9 and San Diego State's a 5. Okay. And I hadn't really dove into this before. So San Diego State has 7 losses or something like that, right? But San Diego State played a non-conference schedule where they beat Ohio State, they played Arizona, they played St. Mary's, they played Arkansas, they played BYU, they went out and they played people. I mean, I'm looking, and this is why FAU got a 9, and it doesn't matter because they're in the Final Four. But they played Lynn. Actually, they beat Florida. That's their best win. They beat Florida. But Bryant, Detroit Mercy, Albany, South Alabama, Eastern Michigan, Florida Gulf Coast, St. Thomas of Florida, Northern Kentucky. I mean, and I'll bet they bulk up next year. I'll bet people want to play them. Right?
Yeah, and they're moving to a bigger conference.
The American. Well, the American's going to be interesting, man, because the American's losing Cincinnati and UCF and Houston, right? It'll be interesting. They'll still have Wichita State. They'll still have Memphis. It'll be an interesting league. And adding, FAU and what they're adding. But so that's why, Aggie fan, if you're looking for an interest, FAU's your thing, man. FAU's the thing. And it says right here on the text line at 505-246-0610, good karma for the Aggies. They earned units for the WAC last year that they won't see as they are leaving the WAC, but now they benefit from FAU's units. Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. Is it good karma? I don't know. I mean, they earned all those units for the WAC all those years. Yeah. Text line, Jeff, can we get a welfare check on Bruin James? That one hurts, and Gonzaga has
Oh.
absolutely owned the Bruins the last few years. You know,
Or
when tho-
Bruin James, a regular caller that we have here.
yeah, that's probably should do a check on him, dude.
Give him a couple days.
All right, can we
I mean,
check-
it's fresh.
It is fresh.
He likes to call too, and he's not calling. So,
Would you rather lose like that or get blown out the built like Arkansas?
oh,
I don't want to lose either way.
I don't. Probably. Oh, that last second shot hurts more than the blowout.
Get blown out the built. There's no one play.
Yeah, you're upset, but that 3-pointer at the end. Oh, that just breaks your heart.
Well, and where it was, Steph, have you seen the play that Gonzaga won on?
No, I have
So
not.
they went down. They were up by 10, and UCLA takes the lead. They call timeout, and so there's 12 seconds to go. They're down by a point. And you figure they're going down, and their big guy, Drew Timmy's their big guy. You figure they're going to throw the ball down low into the post. He has 36 points, and you know the whole common thought is they're going to throw down into him. He's been the guy, and if UCLA double teams, he'll kick it out, find the open man, and somebody's going to take a shot.
Right.
Well, they walk down the floor. The guard's got the ball, and they kind of run a play where he's out beyond the 3-point arc at the top, and he hands off to the guy behind him. Like Strother comes behind him, and dude with his foot on the mid-court logo, the March Madness logo, that's how deep he was, hands the ball off
It was
to
like
him.
Steph Curry.
Kind of sets a screen. Steph Curry.
It was like a Steph Curry style.
And dude launches a 3 and splashes it. And then UCLA got the ball in. It was taken away by Malachi Smith. Actually took it away from Tiger Campbell. They went and made one free throw, and then Tiger Campbell had a shot at the rim from half court and bounced off the rim to tie it.
Random fun fact, because you brought up Malachi Smith.
Yeah.
Jeff at the break showed me that Terrell Owens was at this game last night, the Gonzaga UCLA Pro Bowl. We all know Terrell Owens. He is a Gonzaga fan because of that kid.
Because of Malachi Smith.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he goes to the games.
And he was terrific. 6th man of the year in the West Coast.
Just
Conference.
let everyone know. He follows him.
Well, he was sitting right in front of Mark Few's wife.
Yeah.
Mark Few's the coach at Gonzaga.
Because when he transferred to Gonzaga, he started going to the games.
Yeah,
So I thought. So that's a random fun fact for you. Thank you to our contributor Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan sent me pictures like, "What's T.O. doing at the game?" I'm like, "Whoa, that is T.O."
And then I was like, he didn't go to I'm thinking of his alum, and he played basketball and football too. But
there he was wearing his shades indoor, looking fly, and
hey,
he was right
he's
there.
a Gonzaga fan.
Back to the last play, and Mick Cronin, and this is where I'd rather just get blown out because Mick,
100.
well, and there's the play, and Adrian just showed it to you, and Adrian, you're doing a great job on our simulcast, and so if you're watching on ProView Networks or if you're watching our Facebook page, there's the play,
far out
and
he is.
his foot's on the logo, and
Steph
basically
Curry.
the handoff, the pass basically set the screen, and Mick Cronin, the UCLA coach, said we should have been tighter on Strother. We should have been we should have been tighter on Strother, and we were tighter on him all day. But because he was so far away from the basket, that's why we went underneath the pick. He says, and we should have gone on top. And I mean, how about the Onions to call that shot?
I mean,
like we're gonna win or lose. Our season's gonna
from
win or
that
lose on
far
a 32
out?
footer, right? Like a 30,
I thought they would have. How many seconds was it?
There was I want to say
like
7 when he hit the shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say call timeout, set up a play. No, they were going for it. Like screen.
Yeah. All right, James, you okay? Worried about you.
Bruin James, UCLA fan.
Bruin James, you're on the Sports Animal.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Probably better than you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm all right. I could live with it, you know. Mick Cronin has brought back, Bruin basketball to Westwood, and I'm good, man. We're back to being a elite program again. We kind of lost that a little bit, but I'm good, you know. We have these good games on TV. People talk about it. That recruits talk about it. Porthole people talk about it. It's all good. You know, there's no such thing as bad publicity, they say.
All right. No, it's good, man.
I like the optimism.
I'm glad you're okay. All right. Check in next week. We're just worried about you.
All right. Take care, guys.
See
Have a
ya.
good one.
I always worry about hardcore fans when their team goes down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always just worry about that, you know, when someone goes down, and I just worry about it. I got a sweet deal coming up that you're going to want to get in on. And, boy, mixed reaction on Josiah Alec. He broke so many of your hearts. I got mixed reaction.
No.
Like, I even got a good riddance. A Lobo
adore and love him.
A Lobo favorite in the transfer portal. Why some of you are saying, yep, see ya, we're going to be better off. I'm not sure I get it. but I'll at least give you that perspective when we come back. Hey, 90% of all the information goes to your brain, goes through your eyes. When your eyes don't work well, what happens? Well, may I suggest you get a hold of Dr. Stephen Coleman at Coleman Vision. High altitude like this, contact lenses don't work so well. Everything you do goes, right, you want to see. I had a high level of astigmatism. This was back when I was anchoring the morning news back in 2003. Dr. Coleman fixed me. It changed my life. I don't know how many things you do in your life that you can honestly say are life-changing. I will look you in the eye and tell you he changed my life. I don't have glasses. I wear reading glasses because we all do when you get to a certain place. But still, I wore glasses since I was a kid to drive at night, to see the TV, to read the teleprompter when I was anchoring the news. It's 20 years later. I still don't need lenses. Dr. Coleman's the best. He's worked on the technology that's used now, not just here, but around the world. Started at Sandia Labs. He played a big part in it. That's why people come from everywhere to Coleman Vision. Stephen Coleman is the best. He's become a good friend, and he's great people. You're going to love the staff there. You're going to love the atmosphere, but more so, you're going to love the results. And if you're not a candidate, he's going to tell you that as well. Do this for you. Life-changing. Get rid of the lenses. Get rid of the glasses. See better and enjoy life better. Coleman Vision, 505-821-8880, 505-821-8880, or online at colemanvision.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
All right, a weird day yesterday. Transfer portal is what the transfer portal is, and we're going to continue the conversation. But when I looked at the social media yesterday, the majority, and I would tell you 90% of Lobo fan was like, no, and we love you, Josiah, and please come back, and we're going to miss you, and good luck to you. And I think Lobo fan was surprised that Josiah Allick went into the portal, bummed because he's such a likable guy. Can I tell you what he's supposed to be? Josiah Allick isn't supposed to be your number one big. I know JJ wants to play him at a 5. He's not a 5.
No.
He's a power forward who rebounds, who plays defense, who I will tell you, I believe many times this year was out of position, having to chase around perimeter guys, and that's not his thing, but he was the best guy to do it. What was your thought?
Oh, well, JJ Buck broke the news to me here. We were still both here in a studio, and I'm sad, but I'm going to be happy for him. He's just as I said earlier, he's just a genuine dude. Good player, good for the program, good for the culture, and he's so likable. And just, I'm sad to see him go, but I'll be rooting for him wherever he goes.
All right, let me read you.
But I'm just one of those people that have accepted the transfer portal as well.
Yeah, but this one I think hits you a little weird because he just transferred in, and then people are saying, how could he do it? He used his one free transfer last year. Now, as a graduate, you get a second one if you're a graduate student, and you go to an institution that offers a graduate degree that the university which you currently attend does not. All right, text line. Yep, just like that, JJ's undersized dream 5 for next year's squad is a goner. All 6'7.5", with man bun fully erected straight up in the air of him. Gone. Okay. He's kind of glad he's gone. Allick, very limited player. Jeff, the Flyboys gave the Mountain West Conference a blueprint on how to beat Lobo basketball. They laid off Allick, challenged him to beat them, played 5-on-4 on everyone else, making house and trash. I said trash to make it funny. Work even harder for their points. And more often than not, the rest of the season, that strategy worked. So he's like, okay, yeah, whatever, dude, gone. I got one down here. Where is it? It said, yeah, Allick, good riddance. Jefferson, I'm not going to cry over an undersized big that averaged 8 and 7. He looked more like a volleyball player on Bob King Court. Whoever replaces him will be an upgrade.
Wow, guys. He played various roles on the court. He's a good person on and off the court, and this transfer portal is a thing. It's going to happen. Players are going to go in and out, and they're humans at the end of the day, and they have to think of their futures and what they're going to do. So I'm sorry that they don't really feel that way. They're just mad at him and being mean.
Well, I don't know how they really feel, and maybe you're right. I think the role he played was a vital role. He did the dirty work. He got you rebounds. He went out. He was 8.4, so 8.5 points a game, 7+ rebounds a game. He defended, did dirty work, had big moments. Are there better players out there? Yeah, there are. And they're going to bring in guys, and I have a couple ideas who are coming in, and you'll like these guys. This guy played with an energy and a passion, and look, energy and passion isn't going to win me games. But I guess I don't understand where you're saying, all right, well, whatever, goodbye, good riddance. He's not that good, and
he was a part of the crucial, vital part of the reason you had a good season.
It was part of the resurgence, and I just, if you put him in the right role, where JJ was going, and I would tell JJ if he was sitting right here, I don't think Josiah Allick should have been your 5 next year, but put him as a power forward and bring somebody in. I thought he was really good, and I think this is a bummer of a loss. I'm going to read you some more of what you got, but love to hear what you have to say on Josiah Allick. 505-246-0610 is the 377 Brewery hotline, and you can text us there as well. Send me an email, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. All right, got a sweet deal for you. It's going to go live on our website, and you're going to want this. Goes live at 9 o'clock. You go to sportsanimalabq.com. You click on the sweet deal icon, and it is Firehouse Subs. And for just $25, you get $50 worth of Firehouse Subs, which sounds like, I don't know, that sounds like $25 worth of free Firehouse Subs. The way I look at it, Lucas is here. Good morning. How you living?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
All right, you guys are opening a brand new store, which is kind of the big stuff. I know you're up in Santa Fe. You're all around town, but now you've got a brand new location coming to a big corridor right on I-25 and Paseo, right by that Lowe's and Target.
Yeah, super excited about that location. Should be opening up here in the next couple weeks, and it's real convenient for everybody. Again, right on Paseo and I-25 in the parking lot of the Lowe's and Target. Easy access for a lot of people during lunch.
And you guys have the app. You've got a brand new sandwich, by the way. The all new, hey Marie, the all new smoking triple stack.
It's a big sub.
They got tomatoes on there, by the way.
Yeah, real big sub. It goes live on Monday for.
Tomatoes.
It does have tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, fresh tomatoes.
Nice.
It goes live on Monday using our app. So if you wanted to try that out, it is a very big meaty sub with smoked turkey breast, Virginia honey ham, some beef brisket on there,
Really?
coleslaw, cheddar cheese, Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
When's that ready?
There's some out in the lobby. Out in the break room right
What?
now.
We are getting treated today.
Yeah, there's some out there, but it will go live on Monday for customers using our app. They
So
can
we get
start
it
ordering.
before they get it.
You do. Yeah.
We'll give a review.
All right. Not
All right,
only
great.
and not only are the subs delicious, and if you ever eaten at Firehouse, you get it, but really, what you guys are doing, you make a difference. And I know one of the things from Firehouse subs that make a difference. So a portion of every sale is donated to buy equipment for first responders. I know that's a big deal to you, and I want you to explain. When people go out and do stuff, I think we're more conscious today than we ever have been about with whom we do business. Right? What do they stand for? Firehouse Subs is out there to make a difference. Yeah, your business. Yeah, you got to make a profit, but it's been important to you to really help first responders.
Yeah, it is one of the reasons I started franchising with Firehouse Subs. Family here that's first responders, been able to make donations to just about every department, police and fire department, here in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Farmington, a lot of the smaller communities too. So those donations that we do raise, they do go back to our local communities to buy life-saving equipment. Best story I got was in Santa Fe. We bought Santa Fe Police Department AEDs, the heart defibrillators.
That's beautiful.
I attended the training. About 2 days later, I was in the restaurant. Police officer walks in, pulls me to the side, and says, "Hey, I just saved someone's life using that equipment you donated."
How'd you feel?
I started tearing up.
Right. Aw.
Yeah, it was pretty shocking because it was right before Christmas. Told me the story. Home Depot. He's the first one on site. Remembered he just got that piece of equipment in his trunk, and went and grabbed it and saved her life. It was a great story. So, for the customers that support Firehouse Subs, thank you for that, and thank you for your donations. We do appreciate that.
I mean, right? Look, we all got to eat and pick where I'm not going to tell you what to do, but and I'm not going to tell you directly you're going to go save a life, but indirectly, when some of the funds, when you go to Firehouse, go to save a life potentially, and in that case it did. It's a big deal. All right, it's great subs. Look at that.
I know.
Big sub.
This
Yeah.
is like treatment today, right
Yeah,
here.
the triple stack has more meat than many of our other sandwiches.
All right.
It's a big sandwich.
So we got lunch. This is beautiful. Firehouse Subs. It's our sweet deal. Go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. 9 o'clock, they're going to go fast. Click on the sweet deal icon, and for $25, you get $50 worth of Firehouse Subs, and you can go get that new smoking triple stack on Firehouse Subs app as well with the Sweet Baby Ray's on. I smell it. It smells terrific. Hey, Lucas, best of luck to you, and great story. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
gonna bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul call. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
To back it out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stevison 2-on-1, gets up, gets it in.
He doesn't use it, comes back out to Dominguez, who takes the 3. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh, he made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody on him. Now he got open.
Open look for a 3, and that's what he does. A 3 for Dennerclaw. His first bucket of the game. And that's a 3, and it'll count at the buzzer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what?
Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network.
And hoops. Gonzaga moves on to the Elite Eight with their win over UCLA. UConn beats Arkansas. FAU, that would be Florida Atlantic University, for those of you wondering, beat Kansas State, or plays Kansas State. Text line says, are UNM fans rooting for SDSU to beat Alabama as if doing so financially benefits the Mountain West and its member teams, you ask, and argue local fans should? Why? SDSU hasn't a chance. Okay. Am I arguing?
I think there's always a chance.
I'm not arguing local fans should. I'm giving you the reason that you would. I'm not telling you should. If you hate them, don't root for them. If it's a conference rival and you don't like them, and you say screw it, and I don't like them at all, I'm not telling you how to root. I'm telling you that there's a rooting interest if you opt for that. Now, is there a chance? I mean, I'd love to see them win tonight. I think Alabama's just a different beast. I think I'm not sure how San Diego State's going to score enough to beat Alabama. We'll see. Is there a chance? I mean, I don't know. Farley Dickinson beat freaking Purdue? Where'd that come from?
Purdue's long history of just letting you down.
Princeton beat Arizona? I mean,
again, a team that we promised next year, Jeff, when this time next year, March Madness, or we're filling out our brackets here in the morning, we are not picking Arizona.
Princeton beat Missouri? I mean, I don't, if you're going to ask me who are you going to pick to win the game, I mean, Alabama's probably going to win. And I'm not arguing that you should root for them. I'm giving you a reason that if you're, I'm asking you, what are you doing? You understand? Are you rooting for you to get more money, or do you hate them so much you're rooting against them? There's not a yes or no answer, a right or wrong.
But maybe also, Jeff, that people aren't aware. I don't think everyone knows that you do get money. I mean, from FAU for
the Aggies,
for the Conference USA to the Mountain West for San Diego State. So I think that's a fun fact in general that people might not know.
All right. Asking your opinion on Josiah Allick going into the portal. And it's really, I don't know if it's weird to me, although to me it's swayed. I didn't see yesterday any of the, goodbye, good riddance, we're going to be better stuff. I saw a lot of, wow, we're going to miss you. This one surprised me. And this morning we're getting the good riddance stuff. Edward just sent me a text that says, I agree with some of your texters. Allick played hard and was very likable, but he's got a very limited skill set. Is undersized, and the Lobos need to improve. They're a 5th or 6th place team in a finesse conference who got smacked by a WAC team in the NIT. They need to bring in better players, and this is part of the process. He'd be a really good role player coming off the bench, though. So a couple things. When you were 14-0, you thought Richard Pitino was a genius, and you found these 2 stud bigs and brought them in. Every player that you bring in is not going to be All-America or All-Conference for that matter, okay? Now, does that mean he's not good enough to play here? Josiah Allick, to me, is plenty good enough to play here and contribute. What he is a grinder, physical, play some defense, get you rebounds, score a few points, power forward. Is he undersized a power forward? You may tell me that he's more of a 3 than a 4, that his outside game hurts it and he can't shoot, so that's why he's not 3. Look, he's not all conference. But he could have contributed next year. He absolutely contributed to the turnaround this year. I mean, you were talking about early on, it was Odesi and him, and then Odesi separated himself and became maybe the best big man that played in the league this year, or one of the 2 best. But to tell me that there's not room on him for this on this team for him, or he doesn't fit, or he's not that good. He was good enough to contribute to this team next year.
I think you're both almost saying the same thing from the texters that sound negative and mean, or Edward that's being logical, is that he might not be, but Jeff, you're saying it too, he's not all conference best player, but he's a good player that can fill a role on your bench.
Yes, you did.
And he was good for the culture here, the fans. He was the fan favorite.
Right, I was just going to use that word.
Sometimes they're not the best player, but sometimes they're just so good for the locker room. People are going to come out. I guarantee half the jerseys that were bought this year were Josiah jerseys. I guarantee it.
So I don't know locker room culture. I'm not in that locker room. I'm not, nor are you. Nor is Jeff Grammer for that matter. Right? So none of us will really know. It feels like he was a good locker room culture guy. What's that worth? I mean, if he was as good as he seems to be, and look, there may be stories that come out in the next couple of weeks that we didn't know about, but what's that worth? Does my locker room guy have to be my best player?
No.
I don't think so either. And to have a guy like that seems and again, we don't know these guys. He seems genuine. He seems good. He seems like he does it the right way for the right reasons. Isn't that worth something as you're trying to build a program?
Yeah, you're trying to build a program, and for where the Lobos are at, he's at that level. I don't know what more you want, Lobo fan.
Yeah, well, they want somebody. Some of them, not everybody, but some of them want somebody different. They want somebody different. All right, James is in on UCLA last night. He said the depleted Lobo women equal UCLA. Jeff, your club, me, Mick Cronin, my club.
Adrian has to get a picture up, a side by side, maybe at some point.
Was just
the UCLA coach and you.
Yeah, no, I mean I get it. I heard it yesterday. They're just too injured to give a good account of themselves. They just ran out of team like the Lady Lobos did in Washington. Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, they were playing without the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year and the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, and they had the lead with 12 seconds to go on Gonzaga to go to the Elite Eight. And that. When I filled out my bracket, this is the round I had. That's where I had them going out, right?
Also, don't take away from Gonzaga, though. They're a 3 seed.
No, Gonzaga's really good.
Comparison.
But I think at full strength, UCLA would beat.
Yes.
I had like UCLA, and I said this a couple weeks ago.
You called it earlier before we even got to March Madness.
Right,
and then you called it in November.
And that's when Ryan's, look at you saying they're sleepers, one of the top teams. And I'm like,
you called it a long time ago.
And then when Jalen got injured, I'm like, I don't know that I see him getting past Gonzaga, and then they lose another one yesterday. I mean, injuries, it hurts, and that's what caught them. Gophers in for a Hamahoe. Jeff, tell all your friends to tune in. Drivers pull their cars to the side of the road and get ready.
Oh.
Hama's hoeing today. That's you, Steph. See, she knows that. Did you know that?
Yes.
She's Hama?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
I just want to make sure. Sometimes I don't know. Ren says, Steph Cat's already paying dividends, Jeff. You aren't going to beat anyone going 11 minutes without a basket like your Bruins did. It's amazing it came down to a photo finish.
Now they're your Bruins?
Yeah, they're my Bruins. No, how many people are calling my team?
Well, you're a West Coast guy.
No, I coach them.
Oh, no. Oh, Nick Cronin, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
yeah.
So
no, I go there.
I was like, wait a second. We know you're a San Diego guy. But...
No, that's my.
Oh, no. Everyone that we're affiliated in our circles, they call you that.
Yeah, that's my other job. I leave here and I put on the suit. And look at what Adrian's got up now.
Putting up on the pro, you have the visual if you have it.
Ryan calls him my shorter, angrier self.
That's very funny.
That is hilarious.
Isn't that funny?
Have you never seen Mick Cronin before? Yeah.
No, that was hilarious.
Jeff and I, we have a lot of small Albuquerque, and I'll run into people that know Jeff, and they're because they know I'm on the radio with him, and they'll be like, "Oh, you mean Cronin?"
It's weird. It's Jeff when I met him last year at the spring meetings.
You guys need a picture together.
Yeah, it's just we both kind of looked at each other like, "Whoa." I went up to him too, just to introduce myself, and he first kind of looked at me like, "What?" And I told him the stories.
Like you guys had to take a step back.
Yeah, we did.
That's hilarious.
He's a hell of a damn coach, though, isn't he?
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's a hell of a coach, UCLA's head coach. All right, keep the correspondence coming. The text line's open. It's 505-246-0610. If you want to get in on the Elite Eight as we have it so far, half of it is set. You can do that, 505-246-0610. That's also the 377 Brewery hotline. Emails jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. And hit A. Marie up on our social media channels at Part-Time Bro. When we come back, he is now former Cowboy running back, Ezekiel Elliott. Where will he be next year? He's got it narrowed down to 3. Which one's the best option for him and why? That's coming up next. IPS watches my home. International Protective Service. Who are they? What do they do? They are private security, affordable private security that are watching, protecting hundreds of homes and businesses in Albuquerque. Why do people reach out to them like I did? Because property crime's on the rise, because officer shortage continues to be an issue, and people work hard to build what they've built, their home, their business, protecting their family, and IPS offers you highly trained armed guards and 24-hour patrols that keep the bad guys away. That's why. You go out of town, you let them know. They'll pick up newspapers, garbage gets rolled to the curb and back on garbage day. They'll pick up a package when it gets delivered so the bad guys don't get it. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. It's given my family, my neighbors, peace of mind. And I think they can do the same thing for you. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what?
You were like the boss of that.
He's the boss of the hoe. JJ came in really hot last week.
JJ hit
though.
one last
like
week.
last Friday, I was like, "Whoa!"
I mean, it was
JJ
like he hadn't hoed in a while.
Yeah, he had something built up.
I'm just saying, man. He'd been traveling, and I mean, I don't know, but he came in with a big hoe. All right, we're going to get to the football stuff in a minute. Let me ask you this. What would you think of a Conference USA Triple Crown?
What?
Well, hear me out.
Okay.
FAU is in the Elite Eight. They're still alive for the NCAA basketball championship, right?
Okay.
UAB and North Texas are two of the Final Four in the NIT. They could win the NIT crown.
Oh.
Charlotte won the CBI. I mean, is that the best basketball league in America?
Hold on there, Jeffy.
Now, all four of those teams, FAU,
Wow, that's
UAB,
great.
North Texas, and Charlotte.
That's great.
They're all going to the American next year. But put a little love on Conference USA right now. That's where the Aggies are going. Now, all those teams are gone. They're all going to the American. I'm just saying. Nobody talks.
They winning.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, you didn't know that, did you?
No, that's a fun
fact. You didn't
fact.
know that one,
That's
did
a
you?
fun fact.
Kevin, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Kevin?
How you doing, Jeff?
Good. How you living?
Once again, the fans shank you.
What do you mean?
Shank you. That's true.
Your Bruins, your Bruins, your Bruins.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Fans, do you know that they're going to sit there and say this because they can't see the forest for the trees, the analytics? The Bruins had two starters that were injured.
Two real starters, the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year and the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, yes.
Get a clue, people. Get a freaking clue.
I saw someone tell me UCLA choked, and UCLA, the fact that they were in that game and winning with 12 seconds to go is miraculous, and Mick Cronin did a spectacular coaching job. The foul with 40-something seconds to go to extend the game damn near won it for him. A dude hits a shot from the logo to beat him. They didn't choke. Now, Gonzaga blowing that 10-point lead, we could have had that conversation. But no, UCLA played their backside off.
Here's the thing also. Gonzaga does not play good defense. They turn the ball over 9 times, 10 times. I kept telling them, slow the damn game down. Slow it down. They just went over there. I'm going to take this. You don't know what you're talking about. I haven't played competition at high level, but I have been in the military, recruit training at Navy. Now, that's pretty intense. So don't put fingers on UCLA and in a lesser thing and compare them to that, you analytical guys. And I'm going to get there with Big Donald talking to the fans about that stuff like that, the analytics and all that. Also, it's not the NCAA. It's the NFL or NCAA or NBA combine. This is a combine. It's a combine. They're mercenaries.
It's interesting. All right, man. Enjoy the weekend, Kev. Appreciate you.
Thank
you. UCLA played their butts off.
Yeah.
The fact that they were, and this is, look, at full strength, UCLA was going to be my pick to win this whole thing. They were. Give me a team in America. Take two of your best teams off and tell me how you're going to win. Everybody's injured. Everybody's got an injury. Everybody's kind of, except for Alabama, seems like they're full strength. But everybody's kind of playing a little bit down or something. But for UCLA to push Gonzaga to that point and have a lead with 12 seconds to go and get beat on a guy hitting a 30-footer, like, and you're without the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year and the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. Regular rotation guys who contribute big minutes and big. The fact that they were, UCLA didn't show. I just saw somebody post that. I will disagree with that 100%. Now, if Gonzaga would have lost that game, up 10 with 2 minutes to go and start throwing the ball around, committing fouls, missing 5 free throws, we could have had that conversation. I hate the word, but Gonzaga, again, to me, choke looks like the moment's too big. You do stuff you don't normally do. You falter under the pressure. That's what choke is to me. And it looked like Gonzaga was doing that until Strother comes up and buries one from the freaking logo. That's tomatoes to me.
That was Steph Curry.
Onions. That was Steph Curry. Yeah, that was Steph Curry. All right, NFL stuff's going. We got free agency. Cowboys. How do you feel about your guy Ezekiel Elliott going to play somewhere else, Steph? I mean, you're a Cowboy fan, and you had Zeke forever. How do you feel about this?
I don't know. I'm kind of torn.
All right, you're over it. It's time.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be sad seeing him go, but yeah.
Eagles, Jets, or Bengals, according to Shefty, who's never wrong. Adam Schefter says he's narrowed it down to Eagles, Jets, Bengals. Okay, interesting options. Jets are going to have Aaron Rodgers. They've got a rookie from last year who's going to be coming back, who's going to be the number one, so he'll kind of be a goal line guy. What was my guy last year, the Jets rookie?
I call him Bam Knight. Bam. They call him Bam. Bama.
It was terrific.
Yeah.
Right? Bengals have Joe Mixon.
And they lost
Samaje Perine,
which he was
Samaje Perine.
So that would be a great place for him, I think.
So he'd be the goal line back for a team that is contending in the AFC. But tell me you don't want to see him with the Eagles.
Where did KFC?
Oh, that would be great with the rivalry.
Go? Where did KFC?
The what?
Not KFC.
Kellen Moore.
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Where did their?
He went to Washington.
Washington Commanders.
He went to Washington Commanders.
Brees Hall and Bam Knight were the.
Brees Hall was the guy I was talking
New York
about.
Jets.
So Brees Hall is going to be their stud, but he's coming back from a major injury. Look, so the Jets make sense. Bengals make a ton of sense. But tell me, so Miles Sanders is gone. The Eagles just signed David Montgomery. Is that no? He didn't.
No. David Montgomery went up to the Lions.
Somebody. They got a back over there. So tell me you don't want to. I mean, the Eagles.
No.
Cowboy fan doesn't want to. But
they signed Rashad Penny.
They got Rashad Penny and Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. So tell me you wouldn't love to see Zeke Elliott play against them twice a year and score a touchdown.
Especially that rivalry.
No.
That's where he's got to go there, right?
And they they do have Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott and But no, Zeke would be good.
Look, Rashad Penny's always hurt. He's an Aztec. He's got talent, but he's hurt every year. But tell me you don't want to see him go there and just jam it down the Cowboys' neck.
I think the most the best option for him would be the Bengals, but I'm with you that I would love to see him play against his most hated rivalry.
Bengals are the right option for him to go. He's perfect there. They can win. They get a goal line back. He goes along with Mixon. It makes
a fun team to be a part of right now.
But I hope he goes to the Eagles because it would be so good. It would be so good. All right, what to watch for tonight, and where's the upset coming from tonight? Which dark shirt is winning today, like FAU did yesterday? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and JJ Bob.
Well, you got good stuff last night, more tonight. Sweet 16 returns to the Sports Animal tonight. 4 o'clock our coverage starts. You'll get Houston and Miami, Xavier and Texas in the Midwest, Alabama and San Diego State, Creighton and Princeton in the South. So which dark shirt's got the best chance to win? Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buckno here today. A. Marie is in for JJ, steps in for A. Marie. Come out. I'm going to be out at San Diego Sports Bar, San Diego Casino Sports Bar. 2 to 4 tomorrow watching the hoops. We'll have giveaways, and I invite you to come out. It's a great spot. Tomorrow should be beautiful. It may even have the deck open, and come out and watch at one of the most beautiful spots, period, the San Diego Casino Sports Bar. And good food, huh?
Oh, great food.
Yeah, I grubbed.
Really good
week.
food.
Yeah, I grubbed good. All right, so it's interesting, and we're going to get into which dark shirt can win. The perception on UCLA, and I say the fact that UCLA was in that game without the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, without the Defensive Freshman of the Year, and they lose the game. Now, they were up, and basketball's a game of streaks, and they were up by a point, by 2 points, by a point with 12 seconds to go, and Julian Strother from Gonzaga hits that shot. Okay? All right, so Edwards said, Jeff, UCLA went 10-plus minutes without a field goal in the second half. 10-plus minutes. Blowing a 13-point lead. That, my man, is a joke. So Gonzaga went stretches in the first half. And college basketball, way more than the NBA, is a game of streaks. College basketball teams go, now not 10 minutes. Like 10 minutes is excessive, and I'll grant you that. All right, I'll grant you that. 10 minutes is excessive. But they were up 13. Gonzaga went on a run, shut them down, give them a little bit of credit for what they did defensively. But they shut UCLA down. Then UCLA goes on a run. UCLA was down 10 with 2:02 to go. And with 12 seconds to go, so in a minute 50, they erased that 10-point deficit and were up by 1. I'm just struggling where UCLA choked because Gonzaga went on a run. Like did Gonzaga choke because they got down by 13 when they didn't score? Teams go on streaks. And look, that was excessive. And Ryan, our staff, by the way, like our people who are digging up stats, is pretty amazing.
Contributors.
So Ryan's dead right. They went from 15:43 on the clock, and this is Edwards' point. 15:43 in the second half to 6:30 were the exact times where they didn't score. UCLA scored 5 points and 9:13 in the middle of the second half. Okay, in that run, look, that's a problem. But that's a team that typically doesn't have problems scoring. And you say, well, Jeff, that's the definition of a choke. But then they come back and they erase a 10-point deficit with 2 minutes to go and are winning with 12 seconds to go and a guy hits a freaking bomb. I don't know. Is it a joke that they didn't score? I think in college basketball, I watch it all the time. Teams go on scoring droughts. And in this case, UCLA couldn't score. It was not like them. It was odd. But then they come back from that, down 2 of their key players against – and look, I don't care if you think Gonzaga's good or not. If you don't,
they're one of the best teams in the country.
But there's still people that aren't going to give them credit
That's
because
why
they
I
play in
can't
that
think the
conference.
choke part. Like, are you taking away from Gonzaga and how they did?
UCLA didn't choke. Dude hit a shot from the logo to beat you. Dude hit a bomb. You didn't choke.
2 top teams in the country playing, going back and forth.
You came back from a 10-point deficit and had the lead with 2 minutes to go, and then had the lead with 12 seconds to go. Like, you didn't choke. They had a stretch in the second half where they let Gonzaga back in. But what about Gonzaga? Did Gonzaga choke when they didn't score while UCLA was opening up that lead? I just – and for those who just think Gonzaga is, well, they're soft and they're finesse, stop it. Just with all due respect, I know they haven't won a national championship. But they've been to Final Fours. They've been in championship games. They play the best, not one of the best. They play the best non-conference schedule in America every year because they have to, fine. But they do. And they don't just play it. They go out and beat people.
Okay, they haven't won a national championship, but they are part of that group in your head. If you are a March Madness fan or a college basketball fan, you always know Gonzaga is going to be there. If you went up there, you would think that team has won a million national championships. I mean, they're the real deal.
Right,
they're
but on the national perception, people like that.
You're always going to pick them in your brackets.
Well,
the brand
to a point.
To a point, but you're always going to have them go.
Let me just. I read you FAU, and look, FAU is not pretending to be Gonzaga, right? I read you their non-conference schedule. You know what UNM plays. People dodge. Look, can I just tell you, in their non-conference, Gonzaga played Michigan State, beat them. Played Texas. Michigan State, Sweet 16, beat them. Texas, they're playing tonight as a 2 seed. They lost to them. They played Kentucky when Kentucky was number 4. They played Purdue, who was a number 1 seed. They played Xavier, who's playing tonight as a number 3 seed. They played Baylor. They played Washington. They beat Alabama, who's the number 1 overall seed. So that's 8 schools at the top of the tournament that they went out. Well, Washington's not at the top of the tournament. But do you see my point? Do they have North Florida and Portland State and Kent State? Oh, Kent State was in the tournament. And Northern Illinois sprinkled in, and Montana and Eastern Oregon. Yeah, they did like everybody else does. But in their non-conference, let me give this again, because nobody does this. They played they didn't just play it. They win the majority of these games. They were 31-5, boys and girls. Michigan State, Texas, Kentucky, Purdue, Xavier, Baylor, Kent State, Washington, and Alabama. Hell, you died for 2 of them, 1 of them. So you just got to get over the Gonzaga is soft. They're finesse. The program has evolved beyond that. Were they when they started this whole thing? Maybe. But you've got to get beyond this. They're this cute little thing in Spokane that's soft, and they don't play anybody. And they just play in that crappy conference. You do.
They went to a national championship recently.
That's right.
I don't understand.
Oh, but they lost, Jeff, and they got blown out by Baylor. All right. They were there. You know who else wasn't? Everybody except for Baylor. TCU crap this year because they got blown out of the national championship in football, 65-7. Were they garbage?
No.
Just asking. Yeah, just asking. All right. So which dark shirt wins tonight? Here's your games. Give me which lower seed. So Alabama's the higher seed. San Diego State's the lower. You like Alabama? You like San Diego State over Alabama? Do you like Princeton over Creighton? Do you like Xavier over Texas? Or do you like Miami over Houston? Or is it all chalk tonight?
No, I am looking forward to all these games. I definitely, Jeff, I do believe that Alabama Height's real, but I do think it'll be a closer game than what people are anticipating.
You believe.
I do believe
that we will win. You believe that we will win.
I think San Diego State legit has a defense, and I'm the better of this station, so I actually would take San Diego State to cover. That's how much faith I have to keep it a close game.
Okay. Xavier,
I like Miami right now. I'm falling for it.
That's a good one.
I like Miami over Houston. That's my
I love that. I love that. So
I think towards the end of the season, Miami they're a good team. I think people are sleeping on them.
All right, Jim Larinaga's done a great job there, or as you would call him in New Mexico, Larinaga, but it's Larinaga because it's down there.
So that's my pick though, Miami over Houston.
Right, Xavier over Texas is my dark shirt.
Yeah, you think Texas is vulnerable?
I think Texas is vulnerable, although man, they're good, and I love me some Jabari Rice. I love me some Jabari Rice. I can't see Princeton doing it again.
I mean, that will be very fun. I just and I like Creighton, so yeah, Creighton's -10 too. I mean, that's a thick spread. That's a thick spread.
Yeah. There's a lot of meat on that. If you're going to ask me which dark shirt, and it's really going out on a limb, the 3 over the 2. I really like Xavier. I think the Big East has a chance to get 2 teams in.
It's great
with Xavier and Creighton. Not your traditional Big East teams. It's not Georgetown, Providence, St. John, Seton Hall, Villanova, but it's expanded Big East, and they've got an opportunity. And they are considered a power conference. But what you've got left, Houston out of the American, that would not be a power conference team. San Diego State, Mountain West would not be. I mean, if you're rooting for that, if you're rooting for the little guy.
Well, Ivy League school?
You got Ivy League going? There's not a chance, right? I mean, I guess.
I mean, there's always a chance. We've seen it. That's how Cinderella stories are created.
Yeah, I guess there is. The Princeton story is spectacular. But that's what you got. The order of your games tonight. And again, all of your games, and we are your home for the NCAA tournament. We'll take you all the way down to the championship game on a week from Monday is when it'll be. But it starts out with San Diego State, Alabama. That's your first one, 4:30 our time, TV's TBS. And then 45 minutes after that, Miami, Houston will start. Princeton and Creighton go, and then your late one, Xavier and Texas, the 2 versus 3. It's the San Diego State's going to be interesting because they can't get down big. They just can't. And like Ted Leitner told us yesterday, San Diego State's radio voice, they've got to be able to make their threes tonight. If Micah Parrish can get going, if Matt Bradley can get going, this is going to be the longest and most physical team now. San Diego State early in the season lost to Arkansas. They blew a 4-point lead with 14 seconds to go, and they lost to Arizona. One of the most interesting things I thought Ted Leitner told us yesterday about San Diego State, Marie. JJ asked him what was the turning point. And he said when they got beat by 17 in Maui by Arizona, he said they learned how to defend, and they took a lot out of that. I thought that was really interesting. They haven't played a team like Alabama, though. This is a different cat, and we're going to see. We're going to really watch and see what happens. All right, I got a bunch more of your correspondence on Josiah Allick. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Lobo big man who went into the transfer portal. I'll get you that. And then when we return, the NFL is still fixated on what's going on with Lamar Jackson, right? We're all watching. But the league has told teams, don't talk to that guy who's telling you that he's representing Lamar Jackson. You must only talk to Lamar Jackson. This is a really weird situation. Why it's weird and what do they got to do? It's next on the Opening Drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Your money bracket is busted.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Was thrown away
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul called. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
To back it out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stevison 2-on-1, gets up, gets it in.
He doesn't use it, comes back out to Dominguez, who takes the 3. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh,
Wow.
he made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody on him. Now he got open.
Open look for a 3, and that's what he does. A 3 for Denaclaw. His first bucket of the game. And that's a 3, and it'll count at the buzzer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday.
All right, so Zeke is going to go somewhere. Jets, Bengals, Eagles. I mean, it's got to be the Eagles, right? I mean, it's just for the storyline. It's just so
That's what they want, Jeff.
Just so we can come back and play the Cowboys a couple times a year.
I'm sure the Cowboy fans like Steph on the other side of the glass probably doesn't want that.
And win one for Jarrah. What would his touchdown celebration be? Would he just like ride up a horse with a cowboy or go slam on the star? What would he be? I mean, it would be right. All right, so where's Lamar Jackson going to play?
The never-ending question.
You and I were just talking about, some people just love drama. I don't know if he's one of them or not, but there's so much drama around him, right? And part of the uniqueness of the Lamar thing, and there's been a number of things, but he represents himself. He doesn't have an agent. And so I think, on the outside, if you're not in the weeds on this, you're going, yeah, whatever. What's the big deal? Well, the agent deals with all this crap, and then they just come back to the player with what needs be done. The agent is a point person for the teams, general managers, to reach out to. There's a database of agents. You know who represents who, and if I want to go after A. Marie, I look in the database. I know who's representing A. Marie. I call A. Marie's agent, and we have a conversation. That's how this is. Well, he doesn't have an agent. And the NFL has strict rules that non-certified people cannot do business with the NFL. Now, you may tell me that's ridiculous, and I'm sure there's a lot of protections in here, and there's reasons for it. But they put out a league-wide memo to the NFL about a guy named Ken Francis. He is a business partner of fitness equipment. I don't even know what's going on. Right? But evidently Ken Francis has been calling teams saying on behalf of Lamar Jackson trying to negotiate. And the NFL put out the memo that says that this person, not certified by the NFLPA, and this isn't the NFL, I mean the Players Association certified these guys, is attempting to persuade team personnel to enter into contract negotiation with Lamar Jackson. Under league rules, teams may only speak with Jackson because he does not have an agent. So the memo, and it's out there, Schefter got it because he gets everything. Adam Schefter. The NFLPA informed the league that Francis, who's not a certified agent with the players, might be contacting them, and you may not speak with him. It's so weird, man.
This is very bizarre.
It's so weird. All 32 teams got it. Quote, this is in the memo, as an uncertified person. He's not even a real person.
They're just like, hey, bro, can you call some franchises for me? Is that what went down?
He's not even a person.
Hey, bro.
He's an uncertified person. Not an uncertified agent. He's an uncertified person. We haven't even certified you as a person. I don't know. He might be a droid. He might be a drone. He might be an alien. I don't know what he is, man. He's AI.
What if it's like Lamar Jackson pretending to be someone else?
It's AI Lamar Jackson. Yeah. AI is taking over the world. As an uncertified person, Mr. Francis is prohibited from negotiating offer sheets or player contracts or discussing potential trades on behalf of any NFL player or prospective player or assisting or advising with respect to such negotiations, end quote. So Francis, that's the guy, Ken Francis, the uncertified person, to me, which is beautiful, told Jeremy Fowler, I don't speak for Lamar. Okay. Is it all right that I'm over this one too?
Yeah, I'm over it as well. I feel like the Baltimore Ravens they're contemplating like a divorce. They're separated right now. They're trying to figure it out, but it's probably not going to work out. I think Lamar Jackson, I do think that he should get paid, and he'd be a wonderful franchise quarterback for a team.
He will get paid.
He will get paid.
So Lamar hadn't said,
he will.
We haven't heard Lamar, right? Lamar was going to interview Lamar.
I mean, he does little emojis on Twitter and little cryptic messages.
So he tweeted this: "Stop lying. That man never tried to negotiate for me." That was it. That was his tweet. Stop lying. Everybody's lying. The NFLPA is
lying.
Why does
every NFLPA or every source, Big Sports, ESPN, everything is saying that this guy did?
The NFL's lying. The NFLPA, who is on his side, they don't represent him, but the Players Association, he is part of the Players Association. They back the players. So like the NFLPA is on the players' side. They're lying. The league's lying. Reporters are lying. Everybody's lying except for this guy. I mean, stop. I just enough. The memo said
this isn't helping his cause.
To be clear, it says Mr. Jackson is not currently represented by an NFLPA certified agent. Violation of this rule may result in disapproval of any offer sheet or resulting player contract entered into Mr. Jackson and the new club. In fact, the club can get fined $47,000, which whatever, $47,000, right? To you and me, that hurts. To them, it's like, whatever. I just lost it in the couch cushions. But it's the second time in 7 months that the league's had to do this. But I didn't know this. Back in August, they had to send a memo out on the same thing because there had been a non-certified agent contacting teams on behalf of another guy who represents himself, Roquan Smith. Now, Roquan Smith got his deal done with the Bears. He got a 5-year extension. Or not, he got a deal with
the Ravens.
With the Ravens. He was
non-agent people.
He was with the Ravens, yeah. It's really, the whole thing on this is just, enough.
enough. To me, it's more teams. I think, as we talked about this earlier, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, like that's the level right now. That's everyone wants to get paid, right? The Deshaun Watson money. And I think it comes down to, we've talked about this over and over, and enough is enough. It's going to come down, do these teams want to draft, take a chance on a young quarterback, or pay Lamar? And there's only a few teams left that really need not a few teams, but teams that need a
And how much do they want to pay him? I think teams are willing to pay him. I think teams are willing to pay him $35-ish to $40-ish million. They're not willing to guarantee him $200 to $250 million. And this is a conversation we had the other day. But I think there's reasons. I think teams are looking at what happened with Kyler Murray, the uncertainty around Deshaun Watson, the deal with Russell Wilson, 3 deals right there that paid a whole lot of money that aren't even coming close to the return. In fact, all 3 of those teams who spent north of $200 and closer to $250 million on quarterbacks, remind me again how many of them were in the playoffs last year. I forget. Broncos, Browns, Cardinals. How many? Oh, none.
0.
Yeah, none. And so I think ownership, front offices are just getting leery of being forced into signing quarterbacks at market resetting deals, understanding we'll pay a quarterback, but to reset the market, to not be able to do other things around it, there's other. Now, you can point at me and say, well, what about what happened with Patrick Mahomes? No, you're right. You're right. That almost felt like a no-brainer, right? I think when Joe Burrow gets his, he's going to, when he's up, he's going to get his.
Men have been to Super Bowls.
Right? The guys who have been there. But look around. Dak Prescott, also another guy, right, who got a whole lot of money guaranteed. Did they make the playoffs? They did, and they went out in the second round. So Matthew Stafford.
And the Ravens aren't paying him, so.
Well, they're paying him. They're going to pay him $32+ million on the franchise tag, but they've offered him, by most reports, like $180 million, $150 guaranteed, and
not paying him what he wants.
What he wants. Therein lies the difference. I think these teams are willing to pay, but they're not willing to reset the market. There's 5 examples right there. Rams with Stafford, Kyler Murray with Arizona. The Deshaun Watson thing's still so uncertain. We don't know, but it hasn't paid yet. The Broncos did with Russell Wilson. And I'll even throw Dak and the Cowboys in, because do you feel like they're getting their money's worth? And so
and the Cowboys dealt with injuries with Dak Prescott as well from year to year since they've paid him.
Yeah. But I just think there's leery, and everybody's going to get hurt in the NFL. Everybody's going to get hurt. So
I think this goes beyond. I'm over the non-agent talk. I'm over the whatever talk. It's just some team's going to pay him. He's not going to not play.
Pay him. Okay. So, but in what area? Where do you think he's going to pay? If he plays under this franchise tag, he's going to play. Right, 32.416. I don't know, Steph. You walking away from that? You saying, "Look, man, I'm not paying for your measly ass $32.416 million. I can't eat on that. I can't live on that. I'm not playing. I'm walking away." You think he's going to walk away and not play?
No,
he's going to play.
He's going to play.
Now he might get hurt, and it might take a long time to come back.
Everyone's going to get hurt.
But I mean, he might kind of get hurt, and it might take a long time to come back from that injury, like it kind of did last year. I mean, I don't know. But I think there's as much as going on. As much as the people are yelling, "Pay the man, pay the man, pay the man." Is he a top 3 guy? He's not.
No.
Is he a top 5 guy?
Top 10 for sure.
Well, certainly. Then pay him thusly. Probably top 7 guy, maybe top 5. But he's now, is Deshaun Watson a top 5 guy? No,
we don't know anymore.
He's got the biggest contract. Okay, but it was wrong. We all see it was wrong. I don't care.
That should not be the example. And the Browns will be the Browns.
But that's his example, and that's what he's
the Browns always mess up at quarterback. This is the narrative since God knows when. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the exception, not the rule.
Since former Aztec great Brian Sipe. Yeah. What? So the last good quarterback they had was Brian Sipe, wasn't it? Vinny Testaverde? I mean, no, not Vinny Testaverde. Bernie Kosar. Go back to the day. All right. When we come back, Josiah Alex in the transfer portal. Yesterday, you were all, that's horrible. I can't believe it. Today, all of a sudden, the narrative is like, well, all right, fine. We're better off. I'm going to explain to you how I don't think you're better off, even though you're trying to convince me that you are. I'll read you both sides. I'll read you your side, tell you mine. Marie, I think you believe that the Lobos are not better off with Josiah Allick, right?
That they're what?
That they're not better off with Josiah Allick, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'll explain why when we come back. Looking to buy a diamond ring? Looking for custom jewelry? You're looking for the best jeweler there is? I mean, this isn't comparable. It is John Thomas Jewelers. And you'll know the second you walk in, you're going to realize, okay, first of all, I got to work to get there. I've got to go find this place. It's on the third floor of the Lewis University building in Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, just across the east side from Coronado Mall. You go up to the third floor, you walk in, and you go, whoa, this is different. Really different. Whoa, they've got their own repair shop. They got their own custom jewelry shop in here. I want to build a ring. I'm going to make her my wife. That's how this goes. John Thomas Jewelers walks you through the whole thing. You'll look through the unbelievable assortment of different bands. And you can customize them. You can make them custom from there. More custom jewelry is done at John Thomas Jewelers in a week than most jewelers do in a year. And it's affordable. Why is it affordable? Because they don't send it out of state to someone else to do it. They do it right here. Then you walk through the sizing and the shape and the cut and the color of the diamond. You like a diamond cut? Do you like a round cut? What do you like? How big? You're like, I don't know, Jeff. Right. That's why they walk you through this. You don't just pick something out of a case, and then you'll figure out the setting, and then you'll go through all. This is the way to go. Any jewelry, anytime. I was so impressed by John Thomas Jewelers, and I know you will be too. They're the only 5-star Google-rated jeweler in the state. They've been voted best jeweler in Albuquerque for 2 years in a row, and they're the only store in Albuquerque that goes to Antwerp, the diamond capital of the world, to select their diamonds every year. John Thomas Jewelers is your spot. Check them out online. It's johnthomasjewelers.com, and then go by and see them on the third floor of the Lewis University building in Louisiana. 1 block south of Manal. It's John Thomas Jewelers. If you can dream it, they will make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Too stingy with his money to hire an agent. Lamar Jackson's the one who's making this weird. Maybe. With the 3% payoff, maybe. I'm not getting into another man's business. I don't know. He thinks he can get it done. Maybe he can get it done. Roquan Smith did. But as of now, he hasn't got it done. And it is just weird, man. I guess they're all kind of weird in their own way. The Aaron Rodgers one.
Yeah, we still don't know what's happening there. Rodgers, quarterback carousel, when they're elite quarterbacks, is always drama. It's gonna be our headlines until a decision is made, but it's gonna flip back and forth between him and Aaron Rodgers.
Text line, can you imagine Zeke wearing Eagles gear jumping into the Salvation Army pot after scoring a touchdown in Jerry's house? That would be great.
Ooh, mid-drift in Philly's a little different than Jerry's world.
Yeah, but they play home and away, so let's just say they play the game in Dallas in December, and Zeke scores for the Eagles and gets the jump in the Salvation Army pot. Come on, we need that, don't we?
We need that.
I mean, just
the
like,
NFC East needs this.
Just like baseball needed Ohtani versus Trout in the 9th inning, we all talked about, and then we got it. How good was that the other night? We kind of need this, don't we? Steph, lucky.
If Zeke still has it,
well, he's got enough to score a touchdown.
Yeah,
he's 27 years old.
Back. He's an old man for running back.
Second down and goal at the one, hand off to Zeke, he scores, right? I mean,
him and Jalen Hurts together, yeah, that'd be fun.
Has that? Yes, he does. All right, you're in on Josiah Allick, the Lobo big man who is in the transfer portal with his COVID year. It says at least Allick was a big who contributed, unlike Forsling or Sek, who were I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says
oh my gosh.
All right, yeah, he was a big man who contributed. Yes. You guys are all over the place. Lobo basketball finished 6 by 2 lengths, Hondo says. I don't think anybody on this club is irreplaceable, Jeff. Folks are acting like it's still January. Lobos are 14-0. Okay. I don't think anybody's irreplaceable. And it might be, we could sit here in July or more so October and say, man, this guy's way better than Josiah Allick, whoever they got in. And there's I know that there's some good pieces coming in. The whispers that I've been hearing are good pieces. Now, could Josiah Allick have fit with these? Yeah, absolutely. But could we sit here and say, all right, they got 2 better bigs in than Allick and Udeze, or guys better than Allick? Yeah, look, he's not an All-America. He wasn't he was a good piece on this team that contributed, that made big plays for you, that came up in big moments, that went out and defend, that was able to do anything you wanted. Like, is this earth-shattering that he leaves?
No.
This isn't destroying your program.
Since 2008, the transfer portal, I know it's something to get used to. But Lobo fan, that for what your team is and what your program is right now, Josiah Allick is, I think, a good piece.
I agree with you. So while I don't think this destroys your program, I don't know that right now you're better. And I'll even tell you, let's look at the roster when we get there. But I don't see a scenario where Josiah Allick couldn't have helped you next year. Whether he's a starter at power forward or coming off the bench where you had no depth really at big man. Like,
he's a good, likable college player.
And by the way, did you see all the other schools in this league? Boise State's like, hey, you want to come to Boise? Like, we'll take you. I can see San Diego State saying, hey, you want to come here and play some defense for us? And, like, he's a good player, man. And those of you who are like, yeah, whatever, scram, we don't need you. Every guy you bring in here isn't going to be a freaking All-America. He was a pretty good player.
No, because you're not that program, and it's okay, and you're slowly trying to build a program.
And if he didn't have the COVID year, we were going to lose him anyways.
That's right. But he does, and it bums you out. So, but yeah, this would have been it. I think and the other piece is, God, he just transferred in, and you know, like this is here. This is perfect for what I'm talking about. Dan says, what exactly have these mercenaries done here, Jeffrey? No, Juan Jose. Ana Maria. Y regresando gato Estefe. Yesterday, you said Lobo basketball has benefited so much from mercenaries over the years.
They have.
Lobo basketball hasn't been in the NCAAs since the first year of Neil. It's from Dan. What have they done? I'll ask you again. what would this club have been? You went to the NIT. I got it, man. You didn't go to the NCAA tournament, and that's the ultimate goal. So Dan, if that's your point, you're right. They haven't done anything. You were nationally relevant. You were ranked. And the key were I mean, if you want to throw KJ Jenkins in there, five transfers. Mashburn House, Alec and Udeze. What have they done? They elevated you from, I mean, not even an afterthought. Like you were a 6-win program to being nationally ranked, being the last undefeated team in America, being in the conversation all year. Now you got to get over the hump. And Dan, I get it, man. You don't like the, as you call them, mercenaries. You cannot live, let alone succeed, but you cannot live in this day's college basketball without being in the transfer portal. And I got it, man. You don't like it, and it's hard to accept, and I'm not sure I love it either. But as Mick Cronin said, the last words of dying of CEOs, the last words of CEOs who get forced out are, well, that's not how we used to do it. That's not how we've always done it. Yeah, that's right. If you're going to stick to how you always done it, and I got it, man. They're 4-year guys. You commit to a school for 4 years, and you see guys, and if you're going to stick to that, you're going to get passed. You've got to evolve, and you don't have to love it. And Dan, you know, if you say the mercenaries, I don't know, what did Danny Granger do for your program? He was a transfer from Bradley. What did Drew Gordon do for your program? What did Tim Williams do for your program? Right? They were all transfers who came in and did a lot. What did J.R. Giddens do for your program? And I will absolutely contend. You may throw a few names at me that guys went on and, he played well at UAB and he was good at Creighton and he had 1 year at Oregon. Okay. I will absolutely contend. And this isn't arguable, although we'll have the argument, that UNM has benefited more from guys who have come into the program than guys than they have. What's the opposite of benefited? Been hurt by?
Yes. Guys
who have left the program. I don't even think it's arguable. So, Dan, I get it, man. I what have they done? Have they gotten you the NCAA tournament? No, they have not. They have not in the last 9 years. No, they have not. I don't think it's arguable that you call them mercenaries, but the transfers.
These mercenaries help you win, and then winning programs, guess what they get? Better players.
Yeah, and hopefully, and this is going to be interesting, right? Hopefully what happened this year is going to attract people in the portal. And look, I don't know, maybe there was a conversation that Richard said, look, Josiah, we got guys coming in and your role next year is going to be coming off the bench or something. I don't know, man. Maybe he'll speak at some point, right? But to Dan's point, I got it. Like, this is hard as a fan. And Steph, this is kind of where you are, I think. You're starting to like some guy, you get him in for a year, maybe 2, and then he's gone. And you're like, whoa, I really liked that guy, right?
Right.
And I want him to be here. And why would he leave us? Where's he going? I don't know if this is an NIL thing. I don't know if it's a playing time thing. I don't know if it's a personality thing. I don't know if it's a family thing. I don't know. But Dan, like 100%, man, I get where you're coming from. But by the same token, if you think you're going to live on guys that you bring in as freshmen and develop and go through 4 years, you're not anymore.
No. You can look at the bigger teams around the country. What we were just talking about, Malachi Smith. He went from Tennessee to Gonzaga. Malachi Smith went from Tennessee to Gonzaga. Like, players are going to leave teams.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Did I read this one? Rod said, Alec, good riddance. Jefferson, I'm not going to cry over an undersized big that averaged 8 and 7. He looked more like a volleyball player on King Court.
Now you're saying that.
Whoever replaces him will be an upgrade. Okay. Where have you gone, Royce only? This is from HB. Jeff, I've told the story on the OD before. I remember watching a game at Bears Place. That's El Paso. Royce nailed the bomb and ran down Haskins Field, shushing the Miners. There was a Lobo fan next to me that gleefully reminded UTEP fans to get used to that. He was a freshman. He'd be doing that to the Miners for 3 more seasons. To me, that's what college sports is all about. Guys put on uniforms as a pimply-faced boy. You follow their development until they run down the ramp one last time on senior night as a man. Now it's all about catching lightning in a bottle with a bunch of mercenaries. There's that word again.
Yeah.
That combined high school and college have already been at like 45 different programs. It's not what college basketball should be all about. You don't know if these guys are still going to be around in 3 months, let alone 3 years from now. HB, look, again, I I feel you, and I'm not telling you I disagree with you, HB. All I'm telling you is the game has evolved from that to this, and if you think you can survive that way, I think you're wrong. Because the players are going to come and go. There's going to be, and now throw the NIL in it with the transfer portal. Like, I get it. I love the days where guys were around for 3-4 years. It was wonderful. You got to know them. You built a team. You developed guys. HB and Dan, like.
Also good for a student athlete, though, that if you did develop at a program like New Mexico and then you go off and get to go to a bigger school and play, like, good for you.
Yeah, but
you've earned it.
But from the fans' perspective, I get where these guys are coming from. All I'm telling you is, man, I hear you, and I don't know that I think you're wrong from the emotional side. But if you think that you can just not embrace this, you can't be the program that you want to be. Not in today's college athletics. And I'm not telling you it's great. I'm not telling you it's right. I'm telling you, and I think you all realize, it's reality. And you've got to evolve. It was Mick Cronin, right? And I'm paraphrasing, but he was asked about the new way it is. And he says it's changed. He says it's just the way it is now. The dying words of countless outgoing failed CEOs, well, that's not how we've done it before. That's not how we've always done it. You're standing still, you're getting past. And as hard as it might be to embrace the new now, if you don't, you will get past. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie, and Steph, glad you're with us on a Friday. Thank you for being with us. Appreciate it. Got 3 lines full that we'll get to next on the opening drive.
This is Bummer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
At 505-246-0610 as we're talking about the state of college athletics. And you know, you got to evolve. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to love it, but if you're going to play in it, you got to play by today's rules. Marty, good morning to you. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Marty.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff. This is Marty.
Hey, Marty.
I just want to let you know, the NIL thing is playing a big thing, and these Power 5 schools like Oklahoma has 4 or 5 packages. They're paying their players $40,000 to $50,000. Of course, if you count these other schools, that's why Alex is a value for somebody because, he scores 7, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, Jeff. So that's why he's leaving because they're going to pay him some money, and that's the hard reality of basketball. It's a big business now, Jeff.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's going to go somewhere, and I know plenty of fans are just going, he's not going to get that much. I'll bet. And my example would be Jabari Rice from New Mexico State last year. He was a good player in New Mexico State. And now he's the 6th man of the year, I believe, in the Big 12 at Texas, and he's in the Sweet 16 and played a big part and went there and got an NIL deal. Maybe Josiah has got something going for an NIL deal, and that's one of the things I was saying earlier. This could be about an NIL deal, and he's got something set up. But Marty, you're right. A guy like that, who, if you say to, let's just say Texas or Mississippi State or somebody, I'm going to give you a guy who's going to give you 8 and 7 every night. He's worth a heck of a lot more there than he probably is to UNM's NIL. So, yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, that's a big reality.
Yep.
The big bucks are out there for guys like him.
Thanks, Marty. Great call. Appreciate you. Brian, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, I just wanted to say, it has evolved. Everybody needs to accept that. But the one thing that urged me is when I heard you read off, and I've seen it in some of the emails and speak-outs, where people take a shot at this young man as he's leaving this college, to those persons who say, nasty things, take a parting shot at this kid when he's leaving. That's terrible. This kid is a D1 athlete. The guy that wrote that, I guarantee you, was never a D1 athlete and probably could never carry this young man's jockstrap. And it just really irks me when somebody takes a shot like that at a kid.
Yeah.
Amen.
All right. Appreciate you. All right.
I like that.
Maybe Josiah left according to the – well, you guys are all over this. Text line. Maybe Josiah left because he wants to actually play in the NCAA tournament in New Mexico, and he does not feel will afford him the opportunity. Simple as that. Maybe. I don't know why. Maybe. This one says, Lobo fan doesn't like the transfer portal. Looking at college basketball through the lens of 2004. It's 2023. Student athletes have the power. Okay. This one says, Mud says JJ&U should enter the radio transfer portal and then end up in Cruces since you're up there, Como se llama. Okay. Were we up New Mexico State's Como se llama today?
We were talking about how if they root for FAU, they'd get more money.
Yeah. Mud wants us in the transfer portal, but yet he's listening every day.
Yep.
Thank you,
and
Mud.
also, we represent New Mexico.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But Mud, appreciate you, and thank you for the thoughtful stuff. I very much appreciate you. This one says, maybe get big men like the ones the Lobos had when they made the Sweet 16. Oops, that's never happened. Good luck to the young man. Ooh, that was a shot. Now you guys are all over this. This is very, very interesting. Let me close you out on a few. Ken says, you and Mick Cronin, Jeff, spend a few minutes over the weekend listening to you and him think alike. Okay. Zeke hasn't played for the Cowboys the last few years, Jeff, says Omar. So the NFL's most complete franchise should be used to him being gone. All right. Ron is in on Thomas Patrick Edward Brady, because we've been talking so much about him today. Ron said there's no way the board Thomas Patrick Brady stays on the sidelines all season, right, Jeffy? No way. Not when you have all these squads desperate for quarterbacks. His phone's ringing the first time a club starts Nathan Peterman or Case Keenum, right? You know what, Ron? Maybe you're right. If, in fact, it's true that the San Francisco 49ers reached out to Ben Roethlisberger last year, and Ben Roethlisberger took their call, Anne-Marie, then, yes, his phone will ring this year. 100%, at some point, someone will reach out to Tom Brady. I have no doubt. Harold says, listen to that hammer hoe. He liked your hoe, Steph. He says, amazing. I wonder if Mick Cronin can hoe. I wonder if he can. I don't know. I think I already read you that one. All right, Holly fights tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Big fight for Holly. Holly Holm.
She signed six
fight
deal. That's insane. 41 years old. God bless her. Good luck, Holly.
Yeah. Carl says if she has another dull effort, I don't think at this point in her career she can win. She can wait another year for them to line up another breeze for her. If she wins, then get in the queue for a strap another year or two down the line after that. Look, man, at 41, I don't, unless she's injured, she's not going to sit around and wait another year. And with the 6 fights that she's got, I'm sure they've got a plan for her. She's in line for a title if she wins. And that's kind of where that is. I think it's exciting, actually. And I think she's on the regular. It's not a pay-per-view tomorrow, right? I believe that to be right. So you can watch that tomorrow. All right, don't forget, I'm going to be out at Sandia Sports Bar, the casino sports bar. So if you go in through the hotel entrance, right there on the left, you go up to the 3rd floor. Or if you go through the casino, walk all the way back. But it's beautiful. What they've done with that place is terrific. Steph, you're right. The food is delicious. TV's everywhere. So come by, see me. I'll be up there tomorrow from 2 to 4 watching hoops. Aztecs and Alabama start you off tonight. 4:30 is the first tip. 4 o'clock our coverage starts on New Sports Animal. Steph, great work. Thanks for filling in. Always love having you here. Good having you on this side of the world.
Yeah, no, thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun.
Big weekend for you?
Huge. I'm filling in for JJ. Huge.
Enjoy it. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. Our coverage of the NCAA Tournament Sweet 16 begins at 4 o'clock, and then we're back Monday with award-winning radio. Have a great, safe weekend. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?